when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. Walk our way. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders. This is the story of Just search One Hit Wonders and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound 95 between Belvedere Road and 45th Street. And there's a crash on 45th Street at Village Boulevard. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line, pound 250 keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
This report is sponsored by Assurance Power Systems. Hurricane season is here. Since 2005, Assurance Power Systems has installed thousands of Generac generators for customers across South Florida. Call today or visit them at assurancepower.com to learn more.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
You've been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
What day is it?
Today is going to be the day.
Yay! I love Mondays.
It's also Manic Monday.
What are you working on these days? What's going on for you? What's your current project?
All right, just living the dream.
What's on your plate these days? What's coming up for you? What's on the next page?
Another day, another dollar.
What are you working on?
Working hard or hardly working.
Here we go.
It is showtime, folks.
Redefining radio. This is where the fun begins. Introducing Greek.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever love more you than anybody else you love more.
Francis.
Because then you're just like, you're squeezing your banana so hard every time you come in here, and then you're pounding it on the desk.
Jimmy.
We haven't had to pull it for quite a while, so we're going to lube it up.
Let's get the party started. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
Yes, it is the Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend and a lot of football. Man, was it packed with football? Every week it will be. Not good for some of our college teams. Florida and Florida State, not a good day. We are the home of the Gators. My Canes did win. NFL, my God, so many survivor pools are like cut down to 25%. We'll talk about all the upsets in the NFL. Creed, we got tickets for you for Creed today at 11:45, excuse me. He said, she said. So we got that coming out. You got the big iHeart Music event coming at us in Vegas this weekend. That is going to be a great event. And with a lot of people going there and having a good time, we'll get into that a little. UFC, Dominic's back. Maybe we'll talk to him. He was actually there for the whole event, which was unbelievable. But NFL is the big news always, and some news from Tua. If you're a Dolphin fan, I think you will be happy, but we'll get into a lot of that stuff and so much more on a Monday on the Penthouse. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning. Does that mean Tua's retiring? Is that why everybody's happy?
Jimmy with the first one of the day. Franny's out today. She will be back with us tomorrow in the Penthouse. You can get involved with us. You can call us at 877-927-6969. You can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Is the text line going to be open?
It is open. It's wide open, and we're keeping an eye on it right now.
You can text us to Real Radio 47142. Tua, for the Miami Dolphins website, and from somebody that I do know with the Dolphins, this happened yesterday afternoon. He texted me, Tua does not plan to retire. That's the first reports coming out. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to meet with some doctors. I'm sure he has already, but I didn't think he was going to retire. I mean, I said it from day one. I said, I just don't think he will. Who knows what's going to happen with the doctors, but it doesn't look like he's going to retire.
Yeah. I don't see any reason why he would. I mean, obviously, it's another concussion. He's got to get doctors to check him out and make sure that he's good there. But I'm with you. I'm on the same wagon that probably in a couple weeks he'll be back. I wouldn't see any.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll play against Seattle because that's next Sunday.
Yeah.
That's out there in Seattle. That's going to be a tough game for them without him. But I think the week after that, he might play. And who knows? He might play in Seattle because it'll be 10 days. Chiefs and Cincinnati played yesterday. Another great game by 1 point.
Boy.
Interesting at the end of the game, but that was pass interference. Did you see the play?
Oh, yeah. It was. He came over top of him.
He definitely did.
Yep. No doubt about it.
Again, Taylor Swift was there.
Just bad timing, bad everything. I mean, if he timed that just a little bit better, and they would have had a win.
Mahomes doesn't even look like, like he's in his backyard. You know what I mean? Like he's just at the end of the game.
That's him.
That's it.
Yep.
After the game, he's like, I threw it up there. I figured it was going to be some contact. But the Chiefs did something yesterday they never do. They turned the ball over 3 times.
Yeah. He had a couple interceptions. Patrick Mahomes, that is, it did not seem normal for him.
No.
Had a bit of an off day, I'd say.
He's one of the quarterbacks, and then before him, it was Brady. I mean, when I was a kid, it was Montana. When they pass, I never think it's going to get picked off.
Yeah.
Not completed all the time, but I'm shocked. And when he got picked off, I was like, wow. I remember watching my friends like, Mahomes just get picked off.
And you can see they were bad throws, too.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like it was a deflection or something along those lines where, oftentimes I always give a quarterback a pass on a deflection unless they throw it into a bad situation. But, that's, unlike Mahomes, very much so. And Kelsey seemed to be pretty well contained yesterday. I mean, he wasn't really much of a target at all.
No, he wasn't. There was a couple plays he had, but for the most part, he was kept pretty quiet in that game.
Yeah.
And every time these two plays, like 5 times they've played, it's less than a field goal. Cincinnati, another underdog who covered yesterday, suicide pools. And the Texans didn't cover last night either. And if they lost last night, you would have seen.
No? I know they won, but I didn't pay attention to see whether they covered or not. Yeah.
They didn't cover the first half. They were going 3.5. And my God, it's just so many underdogs yesterday.
Yep. Ravens. That's one of the bigger ones that jumped out at me was the Ravens.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, first of all the trends were at Ravens' side. They lose the first game. They got 10 days off. The Raiders are traveling from West Coast to East Coast. I mean, that in itself. And, it was just shocking. They came out flat. Rodgers played good yesterday for the Jets. Jets fans should be. He made a beautiful pass for a touchdown. He looked good. For a lot of people were like, whatever, this and that, but Rodgers looked good.
So is very typical with NFL fans, and I'm one of them too. I did the same exact thing, right? Overreaction Monday from week 1, right? And then we've reversed trend on a lot of things, and here we go. Some things come back to reality. I mean, it's just the way the NFL works, and it's so common, yet we expect something different sometimes. And there's lots of surprises, but are they surprises? I mean, the Jets.
Balanced.
You didn't fall for it with the Jets, even though they played. They ended up losing in San Fran week 1. But we didn't, you didn't overreact to that loss, and even Rodgers came out and said that. Well, yesterday was proof of that. And then, of course, the other side of that too was San Fran and them dropping one in Minnesota. I mean, I don't know how many people saw that one coming.
No, the line, the only thing with that game is the line. There was 3 huge upsets yesterday. I mean, flat out. Saints and Dallas, huge. Not so much that they beat them in Dallas, but the way they beat them. I mean, that game was over in the first quarter.
It was a trouncing.
Yeah, it was.
Trouncing.
Just beat down.
Yeah.
Minnesota, you thought maybe they stay close against San Fran.
Right.
Obviously, the Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a bigger shock.
Yeah.
In the late games, I wasn't surprised about Pittsburgh, but Kansas City, you know what? Cincinnati always played tough. Arizona played great. The Giants in Washington, if you watched that game yesterday, call me today and I will buy lunch. That's a tough game to watch.
That's the one game, though, that it came out exactly how I expected.
A field goal.
Yeah, very close the whole game. Nothing but field goals. I mean, it's, kudos to the kickers in that game, huh?
Yeah, that's all there was.
But somewhat expected. Matter of fact, if anything, the fact that they were able to get that many points in general, I think, was a lot.
Yeah, 18-15.
Really?
I thought it was going to be 5-3.
Exactly, yeah.
It was unbelievable. The NFL is so crazy, and it really is. You never know. Like I said, big upsets yesterday. Vegas, whoever's taking bets yesterday, they cleaned up. Believe me when I tell you. I think it was 10 underdogs yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what you said, right? I believe you said that.
No, I didn't say that.
I thought you told me that this morning.
No.
I thought it was 10 underdogs that ended up covering yesterday. And it was just an unbelievable game if you underdog. And if you lost your ass yesterday, don't feel bad.
You can count them out. Vegas, let's say, the other game that would pretty much win as expected was the Chargers and Carolina. I mean, I don't, no surprise there, 26-3. But New Orleans, another one, Tampa Bay.
Yes,
ended up beating Detroit. I think that was a big shocker.
Yeah.
Green Bay turning it around and ended up beating Indianapolis. Matter of fact, we changed our pick after we found out that Love was going to be out.
Yep.
So we changed that to the Colts. That was a loser. Cleveland and Jacksonville. I don't think anybody. It's a super, super shock. But after week one, again, overreaction to Cleveland having such a terrible week one.
Jaguars played terrible. The quarterback said after the game, Lawrence, he goes, "We suck." Great, thanks. You just got $50 million. I mean, these guys, if I'm the owner and I hear that, I'm flipping out of my box. I'm going, dude, you don't go on and speak to the media and say we suck. You fix it. We suck. But your check cleared, right? 50. He's another one who got paid.
And then, of course, San Fran and Minnesota, big surprise there. I don't think anybody saw that one coming. No. Seattle and New England ends up being 23-20, and I don't know.
I think that was right about the point.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, New England, if I remember right, they led most of that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Seattle was up by half, I think, by a couple, and then they went back and forth. But it was, not a shock, but, something where you saw, I thought Seattle might win. But I went 4-2 in Greek Gridiron.
Arizona and the Rams.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't see that coming. No. Holy crow.
Arizona played great.
Yeah.
Harrison's kid played unbelievable. Had a couple two touchdowns. Rams had a lot of injuries, though. That's why if you are betting on the Hard Rock app, you're putting your money up, you really should look into things. Like the Rams tackles were out, one of their wide receivers. So it's a little tough. You got to check it out when you're doing it. Emmy Awards last night ended up happening. I didn't know. Lorne Michaels was nominated 85 times, and he never won an Emmy. Give him one.
Last night he was nominated 85 times?
85 times over his career, 50 years. That's what they're saying. I don't think anybody watched the Emmys, to be honest with you.
I woke up this morning, I saw the headlines. Oh, Emmys and so-and-so won and this and that and the other thing. I was like, they were on?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said when I found it. I saw it last night.
Right.
Well, I'm consumed with football. So I'm watching that. I'm checking it out. We'll talk a little bit today about Jay-Z. He opened a new sports book in Atlantic City. So Jay-Z's got a sports book at the Ocean Casino, which is pretty interesting that he's there. He wants to get involved in the gambling business. He threw his hat in the ring if the New York City is going to get a casino.
Really? What's he, crazy?
Yeah.
That's not going to make any money.
No. I love it. What's wrong with him? What is he thinking?
What's he thinking?
What do we like?
That's a money loser. What a money pit that's going to turn into.
Oh, my God. Like my friend Jimmy used to say, Greek, what are you thinking? Yeah, right. Print more and more. When is enough? It just seems like it doesn't stop. It is Jimmy and the Greek today. It is the Penthouse Live. You want to get involved, you call us 877-927-6969. We'll come back with a trifecta, this day in history. Creed tickets at 11:45. Lot going on today. And if you lost in your pool or betting, don't feel bad because 98% of people lost yesterday. Week by week, baby. 1 week you get the bear, the next week you get the honey. We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
Some things I don't like. I don't think they should be doing blackface. I think it's inappropriate, and that could be missed.
That's a bold stance.
That's right. I'm a brave man today.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound 95 between Belvedere Road and 45th Street. And there's a crash on 45th Street at Village Boulevard. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line, pound 250 keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And Sunday night is Midnight Madness. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. In the biz, 50% off drinks. Step right up, spin a wheel of madness, win amazing prizes. Sunday night at Monroe's. Get you ready for the week. Monroe's at Palm Beach. That's where all the sexy, beautiful ladies are. Peace!
Every day, countless accidents occur on our roads, leaving victims with injuries, medical bills, and emotional distress. You don't have to face this difficult time alone. I'm partner Lance Ivy with the law firm of Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy and Fromrath. With offices located in Broward, Palm Beach, and St. Lucie counties, our dedicated team of attorneys specializes in all types of car accident cases and are ready to fight for you. Call us for your free consultation or visit us at foryourrights.com. Main office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, it's the Greek. There was a lot of football this weekend, and most teams that won had a plan. That's what you need. You need a plan for your retirement to figure out how you're going to reach your goals and score when you retire so you can enjoy South Florida. Give Trajan Welch a call today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Offices in West Palm Beach, stop in today for a free consultation. You need a plan in life, just like the teams that won all weekend. They had a plan, they executed, and they got a victory. You want your retirement to be a victory? Call Trajan Welch today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Pace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
High five. Up top. Heck yeah.
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 9/22/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we continue to move through our Monday morning. Temperatures are starting to head up into the 80s out there. Back near 90 again later on today. Feeling close to 100 with maximum humidity, but that's below heat advisory criteria. We'll see a few scattered thunderstorms developing later today. Otherwise, we stay partly cloudy. Highest rain chances will be near the coastline.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember. I smell sex and candy. And ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial free. Free never sounded so good.
The Penthouse is brought to you by Joseph's Classic Market.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in the Penthouse on a Monday, a crazy week in football, but we're back. Creed tickets for you at 11:45. Frances is out today, but she'll be back tomorrow. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And now it's time for our first trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's trifecta.
I don't know if you saw the Georgia game, but that was a close game. They played Kentucky 13-12. My God. And there was times in that game where, you thought maybe is Georgia going to lose? They got the longest winning streak in football. I think it's at 43 games right now. Unbelievable game Saturday night in Kentucky. The week before, Kentucky did nothing right. So what you got to do now is whatever you think you know about a team, throw it out the window week to week. But Georgia, unbelievable game. They won on the road 13-12. They did drop in the rankings. They dropped. So they're number 2 now. Texas played. And finally, the Manning kid showed up and played due to an injury. But what a game he had. He ran for a touchdown. I think he threw 3 touchdown passes. Texas is number 1. Then you got Ohio State. Alabama had a good game. Our Canes, they're kicking ass with that quarterback who's a Heisman possibility. But the Gators, not a good game. Jimmy, offhand, you know who the Gators have this week? Who they playing? I know Florida.
No, I'd have to look it up. But give me a second.
Yeah, Florida is. We'll have them all season long on Real Radio. Don't forget that. 3-hour pregame before Saturday. You know what? They played better in the second half than they did the first half. First half they looked terrible, but in the first half they couldn't do anything. But second half they scored 20 points.
Mississippi State.
Okay. So that's this Saturday. That game's at 12 o'clock, by the way. So we'll see what happens there with the Gators. Hopefully they bounce back. And the big news, if you're a Dolphin fan, is Tua says, this is reports out of the Dolphin website, he's not planning to retire. He's going to meet with some doctors this week, and we'll see what happens. There has been speculation that, Dolphins are going to get a veteran quarterback, maybe Tannehill. The Brady thing, please stop with that because that's not going to happen. I mean, it's all you hear. I heard 10 people just say, Brady coming to Dolphins? And I love how people come up with stuff in their minds. Hey, Greek, I'm like, yeah, his kids go to school in Miami? I'm like, okay. They go, and that would be a perfect fit. I'm like, I really don't think it's going to happen. Probably 20 minutes from now, we'll see it on the crawl. Brady signs with Dolphins, but just crazy. And how about some of the quarterbacks that make big money? Lamar, Dak Prescott yesterday. Bad games for those guys. And, boy, I got to tell you, just surprised some of the play in sports and football right now. Not great quarterbacking. Darnold, probably from Minnesota, has been the best quarterback both weeks. He's really played well, and that's why Minnesota's 2-0. That's your first Greek trifecta. Now over to Jimmy for this day in history.
Well, we're going to go way back 404 years ago today. 1620 was the year English colonists aboard the Mayflower set sail for America, where they founded Plymouth, Massachusetts, after 41 men, including William Bradford and Miles Standish, signed a Mayflower Compact. Now we're going to jump all the way ahead to 1869. That's our next stop on the history list. And that's when golf's very first recorded hole-in-one is scored by Tom Morris at Prestwick's 8th hole in Scotland.
Nice.
116 years ago today, 1908, General Motors was founded. I think they'll do all right.
But I think they'll be all right.
84 years ago today, 1940, the United States imposed our first peacetime draft. It was 2 years before we entered World War II. 52 years ago today, 1972, you might have heard of this show, The Bob Newhart Show, premiered on CBS. Another show that premiered on this day, 1984, one of Greek's favorite, Miami Vice.
Ooh.
Starring, of course, Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas as Crockett and Tubbs. 36 years ago today, 1988, Tom Browning of the Cincinnati Reds pitched the 12th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. 31 years ago today, 1993, Janet Jackson appeared shirtless on the cover of Rolling Stone. Another show that debuted on this day, 1993, Frasier premiered on NBC. It ran for 11 seasons until 2004. The second season of the Paramount Plus Frasier revival premieres this Friday, by the way. And finally, 30 years ago today, 1994, a federal jury ordered Exxon to pay $5 billion in damages for the Exxon Valdez oil spill of 1989. And that's what happened on September 16th in our history.
Great job, Jimmy. Way to be, baby. We do it every day. We give you this day in history so you can reflect on the things that are happening. Always in Vegas, it seems like the crazy things happen, the wild things happen, and just stuff that you're like, is this going to happen? Well, there's a strip club in Vegas who now has a mobile strip club. It's one of the new Tesla trucks. And they put a strip pole in it, and they drive around with dancers, and they hang out, and it's in Vegas. And it's that Tesla Cybertruck, which looks very odd when you see it. I saw somebody yesterday in Boca, and it was a roofer. And he had, like, his roofing stuff all over the truck. So I'm assuming he does pretty good if he's got that for his truck, a Tesla Cyber. But, yeah, it's pretty crazy that they have this. The strip club has this in Vegas. They're mobile. They drive around Vegas. They have girls in there. They put a pole inside, and they rock and roll.
It's the Crazy Horse 3. You can look it up online. It's not too difficult to find. It's nothing more than a Tesla truck that's painted black, and they've got the Crazy Horse 3 Las Vegas logo on the sides of it. Basically, it's a rolling billboard. That's all that it is. They've got a strip pole in the back, and a bunch of girls stand around it, and they drive around town, and it gives advertisement for their club. So, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary as far as that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of businesses that do kind of similar things to where they drive around with a kind of a crazy looking vehicle with their logo on the side of it to give advertisement. That's all that this is, but it is still pretty funny when you look at it because you don't necessarily think to see something like that where you've got a stripper's pole in the back of a Cybertruck driving around town. But it's Vegas, baby. It's not a big surprise, is it?
Now, can you get on the truck, though, and get lap dances, or no?
No, it's just meant for advertising. That's all that it's really based on.
I thought it was the other thing where you could just hang out there and...
I mean, if there's some guy on the side of the road and he's got some $100 bills waving in the air, I'm sure they'll stop.
Hey, buddy, what's going on? Only in Vegas, baby. That's it. My buddy, it was funny, one of my friends is a big strip club guy, shocker. And he always he goes, did you ever go on to see the ratings for the strip clubs? I'm like, you go on ratings for strip clubs?
Ratings for strip club? Well, we've seen the top 10 and some of the big clubs that are mentioned out there. I mean, so I'm not surprised that there is one. I wouldn't have thought much of it, but I guess I could see why that would exist, right?
Yeah. I thought when I first saw this that this was actually a strip club on wheels, that they pull up to your house, get in, come on, we'll give you a lap dance and we'll hang out. But it's crazy because, again, in Vegas, now, there are trucks like that around here. A lot of Monroe's has a truck around here, drives around, stuff like that, our big sponsor and different things. But there's a pole, and I actually thought that there was girls in it, and they pull over and they check it out and they do stuff with you, which is a little crazy. So, Jimmy, you have definitely an article that I think most people would not want to admit, but know it.
Well, here it is. So it's actually a list that was started on Reddit, and this is something we all have our vices, right? What's slowly killing you, but you really enjoy doing it anyway? Like, you just can't stop anyway, even though you know that it's not good for you. Now, I'm sure there's many things that come right to your mind, Greek, and I can pretty much guess where that's going to go. And I've got my own.
Yeah.
But a lot of this is really was taken somewhat seriously. Like, number one on this list that people were writing down on this Reddit thread. What's slowly killing you, but you really enjoy, like binge eating, right? So some people, a lot of that was food related, things like that. This one I've never really quite would have put it on the list, but somebody wrote it on there: procrastination.
But killing you?
Yeah. Well, you just keep putting things off, putting things off. And these are just what people answered, right?
Yeah.
So we can answer it ourselves. 47142. What's slowly killing you, but you really enjoy doing it anyway? Number 3 on this list that somebody had written down was not sleeping enough. I think we all could put that down at least at times.
Yep.
Number 4 on this list, and you'll see a couple more like it, fast food. I mean, people just... it's slowly killing you because of all the bad stuff that's in it, but you still can't put it down. You can't put that Big Mac down, right? Number 5, again, goes along with it. You could almost say with procrastination, not exercising. Mm-hmm. So that's very common. It's out there. Sitting too much, which is very similar to number 5 on that list.
Yep.
Energy drinks, that's a bigger one that people really are. Not that I really want to put anybody down as far as what's out there, but I tell you, they are terrible for you. The amount of caffeine and sugar that's in a lot of energy drinks out there, and they are slowly killing you.
And the one thing I would notice, again, people I'm around, it doesn't stop at 1. Per day.
Yeah.
People have 3, 4. I've seen them even when they're out.
Typically the ones that do drink that. Yeah. I'm from the couple of people that I've dealt with over the years that are into energy drinks. Yeah. That's just, it's their form of beverage.
Yeah.
So it's not like they take, I'm just going to have one to give myself a little bit of a boost. It's just what they like to consume.
You speak about it, and yesterday I was with a guy watching a game, and I wasn't counting, but he was right next to me. He had like 6. From like 1 o'clock to like 4, 6 drinks, just boom, boom, boom. I mean, I thought to myself, like, "Whoa, man, that's a lot." Not like it's liquor, but still,
right?
I mean, he just doesn't do it once. You know what I mean? On Sunday, he does it all the time.
Yep. Let's see. Social media was on this list of what some people say is slowly killing them, but they really enjoy doing it. Sugar, and specifically Ben and Jerry's. I don't know why. I guess somebody wanted to just put them down, but. Sugar, no doubt about it. Eating ramen every night. I didn't realize that that's something that's going to slowly kill you. Bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers, And again, a lot of this stuff, foods, different foods, or not moving all that much. Parenting is slowly killing this person, but they really enjoy doing it. Now, here's the one that's kind of interesting because this actually gets into a specific career. And number 13 on this list was welding. The person wrote down, "It is quite literally killing me. Eyesight gotten worse, black soot and rust blown out of my respiratory system on a nightly basis." Someone responded to him saying, "You're supposed to wear a welding mask," which is very true. You are. Number 14, processed meat. And number 15, dating men. Well, how about that, huh? What's slowly killing you, but you really enjoy doing it? Go ahead, Greek.
iHeart.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you were going to go there. I had this one written down for you. Marriage.
It almost did. I mean, you would definitely. I think anybody who drinks would. I was surprised drinking wasn't on there.
And that's the thing too. I was very surprised on that as well. Plus, I was looking to see a lot more sarcastic ones, right? Because a lot of these really are. I mean, I can see that they're really kind of serious answers, like energy drinks, like sugar, like binge eating, procrastination. It seems kind of weird, but the idea is you don't move much like some of the other ones that are on there. I expected ones like that, and matter of fact, those are a couple that I wrote down, like the Baltimore Ravens. They're slowly killing you,
Betting,
but you still love them.
Betting, the casinos,
betting in general,
the casinos killing you. There was a couple other ones I would put on there that I was talking to one of my friends this morning because again today 95 was a mess. Took me like an hour and a half, and traffic. Like people say, like he gets like so upset, and I usually do. Today I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. It is what it is. But the traffic when they've shown reports of that over the years when you're always commuting and you get anxiety and you get mad.
The stress of it. Yep. Sure.
Obviously drinking. Any type of drug, I would think. You know what? You enjoy it, but you do it.
They do almost seem like no-brainers, right? Like you almost don't need to write that down, but it is true. It is very, very true. Drinking is something that slowly kills you over time.
Yeah, and again, the analogy the topic was what you enjoy. Strip clubs. You know what? I go, but they're killing me. You know? Smoking a cigar. You know what?
Well, smoking's a given, right?
Yeah. You would think
any type of smoking, vaping, something that slowly kills you, but you still enjoy doing it.
The food thing, I think, is right because I've seen so many people, my friends, who know certain foods. The procrastinating, like you were saying, like with health, like some people, know they should go to a doctor, or let's just use an example, colonoscopy, but you don't go. Push it off, procrastinate.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
there's a good example of procrastination that can actually really
hurt
do damage to
you.
you.
I mean, I see people with that, but I mean, the drinking is obviously number one, without a doubt. And I think when you see anybody, I think things stick with us. Like over the weekend, Tito Jackson passed away. The Jackson, he was only 70.
I saw the headlines on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, and then like a couple of my friends were like, wow, you know what? When you're in your 50s, you're like, man, that's not, you know what I mean? Then you think, hey, I got to get a checkup or I got to do this.
It's made me think a lot more recently about taking care of me instead of worrying about other things.
Yeah, because your health's the most important thing. But the drinking, I was surprised it wasn't on the list because I look at that as something that people love and do, and it is supposedly hurting you.
But to your credit, what you say oftentimes that people don't want to admit to it either.
No.
There's a lot of people that they know it, it's in their mind, but they don't say it and they don't say it out loud because then, people are going to think I have a problem.
Yeah. You ask any gambler how they're doing, they're like, I'm about even. Right. You're not even. You got your ass kicked. I'll tell you straight up. It's a minus. Sorry, it just is.
For most, yeah. Sure.
I would say over 95%.
Sure.
Over. I would say that.
The only reason why I throw in most is because there are professionals that do it for a living that if they weren't successful, they wouldn't be in the business.
Sure, yeah, there's a small amount, but I'm just saying.
But very small.
Yeah, but I mean,
Very, very
even somebody who goes to the casino all the time and you're sitting there, somebody with the lottery.
Yep.
If you need that one score, okay, great. I got a buddy of mine, I told you, plays the slots. Unbelievable. He won 2 years ago, $685,000. We were out to dinner. He's like, I'm still down this year. You win 685 and it was 3 months in, and you're down still? Yeah. I think it's time to stop.
Well, and again, those are the zeros that he has to work with, right? Another thing that we often talk about. Everybody has their own set of zeros, But,
it's like one of my buddies moved to Vegas about a year ago, and he wanted to be at least 45 minutes to an hour away from the Strip. And I didn't understand it.
Okay.
And he said, no, when it's too close, it's too tempting. For me.
Right.
So he goes, you know what? He goes, I don't want to have it. He goes, if I got to get my car and go an hour, I'm not going to go to the casino as much. If it's 20 minutes.
Did he move out there for a job?
Yes, he did. But it wasn't in the casino business.
Right, okay.
But he was looking around in the beginning because, like, the outer part of Vegas is a little quieter, obviously, than if you're around the Strip. And there's so much entertainment and obviously restaurants. But he was like, you know what? I don't want to be close, Greg. Because if I go, I'm going to be there every day.
Yeah, it's very tempting. It's right there.
It definitely is.
Sure.
I mean, when I'm in Boca, I can get to the Seminole, Coconut Creek, 12 minutes.
And that's why, I mean, again, it's like everything else. You've got to, when there is gambling, right, or other vices that are out there, And if they're close by, you really have to discipline yourself. You know? I mean, it's, I find myself with the Hard Rock app.
Yeah, of
it's
course.
the same thing. It's great. It's there. It's right in the palm of your hand. You can bet any time of the day and night. But if you're not disciplined, you can get yourself into a hole real quick.
The thing with the apps that kill me, not just Hard Rock, all of them, like they'll send you messages. You know what I mean? And like you think about where it was years ago. You know what I mean? Like you're getting a message like, this is the popular bet. Or you can bet Lamar Jackson today and stuff like that. So like you said.
Certain deals that they're giving and things like that. Sure.
It's definitely one of those things. It's like almost like a happy hour. If you guys have anything you can add to something that's killing you that you enjoy.
What's slowly killing you, but you really enjoy doing it anyway.
Your
You
side
won't
piece.
Stop.
Your side piece.
It'll kill you.
877-927-6969. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. Creed tickets today, 11:45. That's going to be a great show. And I know Saturday night was that big corn show. We gave tickets to a lot of people. If you guys want to give us a call, I know it was a great show. Everybody was talking about how great it was. Sold out, which is unbelievable.
Well, so is this Creed show. This is sold out, too. So if you want to go, here's a great way to get a pair of tickets with special guests 3 doors down in Finger 11. That is going to be a star-studded show. That's Saturday, September 21st at I Think Financial Amphitheater. We'll give away those tickets at 11:45. We'll play a little He Said, She Said.
Tua, big news. If you're a Dolphin fan, he did say he is not retiring. That's what he's saying. If you have an opinion or you're surprised, call us at 877-927-6969.
No surprise, right? I mean, I don't think anybody was shocked to hear that.
Oh, I think a lot of people were shocked. The only person I know who thought the same as me was probably you and one of my buddies. Everybody thought he was done. Now, he may go to the doctor, and that may change. You know what I mean?
Right,
the doctor may say to him, hey, no. I am surprised that that's out there like, he's going to go to doctors this week. You would think by Thursday, I would think Friday morning he's in the doctor 8 a.m. to me. That's what I would think. Now, I don't know anything about head injury.
Oh, I'm sure he's seen a doctor.
But I know, but the report said, yes, he's going to go to doctors this week. Now, maybe when the brain swells or something like that, they got to let it, drop,
Right.
bring down and everything's got to be, not swollen. And so he has to wait. But his reports are that he's not. But most people, the narrative I read and heard on TV and radio stations and blogs was he should retire. He should be done.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen that, too. They were saying that all weekend with, some of the reports and the prognosticators on television and the mid-game show guys and stuff like that he should because he's got nothing. I mean, he's got all kinds of money. You don't need to play, and it's just simply for the fact that he wants to play. What's something that's slowly killing you, but you really love doing.
That's where I was going.
Tua playing quarterback.
That's where I was going. Tua's on the list. What's something that's killing you, but you love him? That's where I was going. There's no doubt about it. But I think for him, if that's the decision he makes and that's what he's comfortable with, he's going to be fine. I don't even know if, unless doctors don't clear him, at the end of the day, I mean, it's his decision. Now, if they don't clear him, obviously he can't play. Right. And that's done. But I thought it was more of a stinger to his neck at the game, seeing the highlights, than his head injury. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think there's an outside chance he'll play in like 2 weeks. That's just my opinion. I don't know about this Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. It'd be a tough one to say. I think you're right, especially with the travel, too. And obviously, if he's going to, then there's got to be, practice and everything. So for him to play this week, I think would be highly unlikely.
Yeah, and if they're playing a tough game, they're playing Seattle.
I mean, even though it's 10 days from the day of the injury is when you really got to kind of backtrack into what you're talking about. But, I mean, if he's going to be talking to doctors this week, that's the reports that are out there, then I don't know. I'd say it's probably highly unlikely he plays Sunday in Seattle.
Yeah, but the Miami Dolphins, I mean, they're the top notch. Everything's A, just like every other NFL teams. I'm shocked he's not in there already, and they know what's going on. Big surprise. Pacheco for the Chiefs got hurt yesterday. Star running back. He looks like he's going to be put on IR, so he's going to be out for a month. So that could
really?
That's what they're saying. Wow. Yeah, he hurt his leg pretty bad. He left on crutches.
Yeah, he saw him hopping off the field and Kansas City collectively.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Taylor Swift was there again. Over under on how many times they showed her. I think it was 7.5. She was there. They didn't show her a lot yesterday because of what you said. Kelsey didn't have a big game. So they didn't go to her a lot.
Well, no, because they are hand in hand. When he has a big play, they'll typically go up to her. But even some of the other big plays, touchdowns or whatever,
they showed her
they went up and showed her.
Yeah, but when
looks like she has a different hair color, or she wore a wig.
I don't know. I didn't see her.
Seemed a lot darker than I'm used to seeing her with, but the hair color looked like
I think it's also it's getting a little bit more to people that it's just becoming not as big as a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's just there. Right? She goes out with him.
They're going to show her.
Yeah, that's
it's just the way it is. She's a big star.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you don't like her. It's just the way it is.
That's it.
I have no beef one way or the other. Personally, just I don't care. You want to show her, show her.
Who cares?
I don't blame the NFL because it's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
So.
And it's proven it.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
It is the Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys had a good week. We're going to get you out of the gate on a Monday, fast and furious. We do have some Creed tickets for you. We're going to come back with some Florida stories. We're also going to get into a couple different things, but 11:45 Creed tickets. Don't forget about that and so much more in the Penthouse on a Monday. Peace.
The fine woman in your smart speaker knows what you need.
Really?
Don't ask how. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound 95 between Belvedere Road and 45th Street. And there's a crash on 45th Street at Village Boulevard. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line, pound 250 keyword westbound traffic. I'm Ron Bruce.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, every day is game day. Get an expert oil change from our team in about 15 minutes. We're quick, but never rushed. Drive into any of our locations today. No appointment needed. Visit VIOC.com for up to $15 off your next oil change.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Come on out to Earl's Hideaway this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Seattle. Great food and drink specials, including $3 Miller Lite drafts during all live pro televised games all season long. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami game. Kickoff is at 4:05 p.m. Earl's Hideaway, 1405 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. Looking forward to seeing you there.
When I say Mo Better Garage has the largest selection of garage doors, it doesn't mean a warehouse full of crappy old doors we're trying to unload. We don't just go to the stockroom and grab something off the shelf that sort of fits. You're not buying a polyester suit off the rack over here. If we're going to help you find a gorgeous modern garage door that complements the architecture of your home, I think you deserve better than just a large, medium, or small. At Mo Better Garage, our direct supplier relationships with the best manufacturers means every garage door we install is actually a custom job. Our technicians measure your home precisely to manufacture a door exactly for your space. And we work with you to pick the color, design, and materials to get you the door that's perfect for you. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it nice. Custom nice.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders.
This is the story of
Just search One Hit Wonders and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. Hot and humid too, with temperatures near 90 degrees. Feeling like triple digits when you factor in the humidity out there. We're going to see the chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Otherwise, the majority of us will stay partly cloudy through the day, and we're back near 90 again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Strike's Cigar Lounge.
Fire up your DVR.
It's time for your TV tip-off.
Monday the 23rd, after over a year away, Rob Lowe and Gina Torres return for a 5th season of 911 Lone Star at 8/7 Central on Fox. Wednesday the 25th, the One Chicago Trio is back with new season returns of Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD, starting at 8/7 Central on NBC. Thursday the 26th, in between the returns of 911 and Grey's Anatomy, Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson star in the new medical drama Dr. Odyssey. The trio starts at 8/7 Central on ABC. Saturday the 28th, the comedy institution SNL returns for its historic 50th season at 11:30, 10:30 Central on NBC. Sunday the 29th, Animation Domination is back with the season 36 premiere of The Simpsons, followed by the debut of Universal Basic Guys and the returns of Bob's Burgers and Crepopolis. It all starts at 8/7 Central on Fox. I'm Lex Hohen, and that's your TV tip-off on iHeartRadio.
Anajar Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We're going to get you through this week. Fast and furious, like I say. You're listening to The Penthouse on 921.com. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Francis is out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow. But Jimmy's going to jump in and do some stories about this great state.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, our first knuckleheads down there in Boca Raton, Florida, where the Boca Raton police had to evacuate the town center mall after receiving a threatening phone call just after 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon. According to the police, the caller advised that they were parked on the north side of the parking lot with guns and bombs and the desire to kill. The city's bomb team was called on scene for the investigation, and the mall was promptly evacuated around 5 p.m., according to authorities. Police said the car that was a focus of the investigation had been rented by Cody Conrad, a popular Twitch user by the name of Clicks. Conrad was detained inside the mall during the course of the investigation and assisted police by providing them with information. He told them he believed that the threat may have come from one of his viewers as a hoax because he was live streaming inside the mall. Those working inside said that they were allowed to, or they were asked to follow lockdown protocols, which, makes clear sense. A section of the parking lot was taped off while police did investigate. Some shoppers had to wait several hours to pick up their cars from the lot. The mall remained closed for the rest of the evening, and investigators determined that the threat was a swatting call, and they're still searching for the person responsible. So, unfortunately, they don't even know who's the one that did it yet, but
it was a big deal.
At least they have an idea of how and what. And fortunately, I guess, you hate to see something like that happen, but there was no real threat. There was no bomb. There was anything like that.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, and nobody was hurt. So obviously, those are the most important things. Next up, we are going to the town of Riverview, which apparently is in Hillsborough County. And this is where a substitute teacher in Riverview was arrested for doing something in class that he shouldn't have been doing. That's right. He was kind of playing with himself.
Oh, God.
And unfortunately, he was doing it while students were there, according to authorities. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, Harvey Cole, 26, was a substitute teacher at Bridge Prep Academy in Riverview. 2 students walked in on Cole allegedly masturbating in a classroom during a lunch break. According to HCSO, the school reported the incident to law enforcement the next day, and Cole was placed on administrative leave. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and he was taken into custody. This is a quote: "This man's actions are utterly reprehensible and a complete violation of the trust placed in educators." And that's according to Sheriff Chad Chronister. "Teachers are entrusted with the safety and well-being of our children, and this individual has not only failed in that duty, but also engaged in behavior that is both shocking and intolerable. We will not allow anyone who preys on our youth to escape justice." Finally, for your What the Florida in the 11 o'clock hour, I don't know, there's a little bit of me that wants to give this woman kudos, but can't do that. It's a bad thing. Needing a ride to her boyfriend's house, a Florida girl attempted to steal a vehicle, and here's how it went down. Josie Bigelow, 14, placed a phony pizza order using her neighbor's house as the address.
Okay.
This happened over in Fort Myers. It's like a suburb of Fort Myers. As the driver walked up to the door of the residence with the pizza in hand, Bigelow emerged from some nearby woods and hopped into the guy's car, drove off with it, stole her car. Yeah, she needed a ride, so she had to find a way to steal a car. She ordered a pizza for the neighbor next door and hijacked this dude's car.
Wow.
Bigelow was subsequently arrested about 6 miles from the heist scene, where investigators say she sought to ditch the Hot Wheels in a stranger's driveway. Before getting collared, the girl twice escaped from a pursuing sheriff's deputy. So she was only 14. So, she's plenty of
Not a
being
good
vigor, as they say. The teenager was arrested for grand theft auto and booked into the local juvenile detention center, from which she was released a few hours after in custody. Now, check this out. In an interview with a local TV station, Bigelow's father said that the juvenile needs an ass whipping.
Oh, yeah. Do you think?
and jail. So, yeah.
Very, very innovative, though.
Dad clearly understands the problems that are going on there at home. And he said that she has fallen into a bad crowd and mentioned how bad her behavior has been recently. So, yep, there's some What the Florida stories for September 16th.
Thank you, Jimmy. Great job as always. Florida Stories 1105, 105. Don't forget, there's a big event tomorrow night at Palm Beach Autograph. Steve's going to give us a call later, but it's Tariq Hill and Odell in the house. That's going to be a big event tomorrow, 6:30, I believe it starts. There's going to be some other Dolphins there earlier. Steve's going to call us later. It'll be an event. I'll be at Palm Beach Autographs tomorrow. Tariq Hill and Odell in the house tomorrow. Miami Dolphins.
I haven't been paying too much attention to that. Odell still on the pup squad, or has anything changed with that?
No, once you put him on, that's it. He's got to be on for 4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay.
So his first time that he can play is week 5.
Okay.
For the Miami Dolphins. 877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. What is something that's killing you but you love to do? Add it to the list. There was a lot of ones that are pretty common. Drinking, drugs, gambling, side pieces, your job, traffic, social media. But do you have any others? Something you love doing, but you know it's killing you softly. If you have anything, let us know. We do appreciate that. Jimmy, I know you got a couple interesting things that we're going to get into.
Who would have thought that this would be the place where you'd have to worry about counterfeit money? But a Kentucky ATM was giving out fake money recently. And here's where it had. Independence Bank in Kentucky is in hot water after more than a dozen people received fake $100 bills from their ATM. Not only that, but it was movie money that said, it has the typical things on there. It says for motion picture purposes only.
God. Yeah.
And then it says, what's the other part? Oh, in props we trust instead of in God we trust, Yeah. So, I mean, we've seen that. I know we've got some floating around here in the office where it's a movie or prop money like that. And but apparently they were put inside this Independence Bank ATM in Kentucky. It wasn't totally obvious to some people, and they felt, because they, of course, how many times you really look at it super close, they feel real. I mean, that is the one thing about that money is outside of those couple of obvious things, they really do look like money.
I wouldn't be able to tell if it didn't have something on there.
You'd have to really, take a good close look at it.
Yeah.
So some people were duped about it, and then some people definitely realized that they were fake when they tried to spend them. As well, there you go, right? I mean, that's when you really find out.
Well, where you got it from is the big thing. Wouldn't it be?
Exactly.
If you went to an ATM, I'm never thinking it's counterfeit. There was one time at my bank, okay, and I took money out of a branch. I didn't need what I needed, I thought, so I went back to another branch south. And I said, I gave them money. They said to me, we got to look at this money. It looks a little different. We're checking it. We're not accusing you. We're just asking. I said, you can accuse me if I want. I got it from your branch up in Palm Beach Gardens. And they were like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So I had the money in the envelope. I didn't even touch it yet. Didn't even open it. And it had the amount on there. I said, you can look. I didn't touch this yet. So I don't need it. What I thought I needed when I went down to Boca to put it in the bank, they were looking at it. There was a couple of these bills we were looking at. And I said, okay, I got it from you guys.
It's unclear who's at fault in this particular case, but the bank is blaming it on the vendor that manages and maintains their machine.
Sure.
They say they've shut down the fake money's ATM and have contacted the people who maybe have impacted as much as they could, right? They also said, quote, we apologize for any inconvenience, but, that goes without saying. But, I think that's what really made it such a big deal is simply the fact of all the places to think that you're going to get counterfeit money. You wouldn't think that it would be from a bank.
Absolutely not.
Right?
There's no way that you would think that. You'd be like, what are you talking about? I mean, how can it come from a bank?
Wait till they find out, was somebody did that as a prank?
Oh, yeah.
Is that where it is? I mean, that's the only thing you could figure, right?
It had to be somebody who fills the ATM, like you said. It had to be somebody who did it for a joke.
That stuff is so monitored heavily. I mean, I can't even imagine, trying to take a couple of out, put a couple in and, keeping a couple real hundreds. I mean, that stuff is so meticulous. I don't know.
Somebody did it, like you said, and they'll be on alert now because they'll be like, all right, well, other people can do this too, so you got to be careful.
Yep. Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email address. We got this one in. We were talking about Tua and retiring, and Wayne wrote in, and he said the reason why Tua, and we've talked about this too off air, the reason why Tua states he isn't retiring is because if he does, he loses a lot of money from his new contract. If the doctors retire him, he gets it all, and that's something that we sort of speculated. I mean, we don't really know that, but there is a pretty good if he just was to say, hey, you know what, I'm done, he'd get a lot less money than what is quote unquote fully guaranteed.
Well, we'll see what happens. Like you said, maybe it is he's waiting for the doctors and maybe he retires after all in a couple weeks. I think we'll know either way in a couple weeks what's going to happen.
I just think he's young. He wants to be competitive. I mean, he in his mind, he's still got that in his mind that he won't get hurt or he's not going to be he'll be able to go. And I don't know. That's usually what happens when you're young like that, right? You can
live forever. Mm-hmm. And I think also, when he's got such passion for the game, he really likes the teammates. He's very close with them. Sure. He also feel like, what the hell am I going to do? Mm-hmm. He may not feel like, hey, you know what? I've gotten a couple and I bounced back. I'm going to try again. It was the biggest story, obviously, after Thursday night, all over the place Friday and this weekend. But we'll see. I mean, it's interesting for Dolphin fans. I mean, obviously, Dolphin fans, the main thing you should always be focused on is his health.
Isn't it weird? You know what? I just thought of this now, but wasn't the year that he got a concussion and then they let him play early prematurely, wasn't that against Buffalo as well? A couple of years ago.
When he got hurt?
Yeah, when he got a concussion, right? Remember he was all wobbly and they ended up letting him come back?
It might have been. You might be right.
I'm pretty sure that was against Buffalo
when
as
he
well.
got
Not
really
that it
hurt,
not that it matters, really.
Yeah, when he got hurt really bad was Cincinnati.
Right.
It was a Thursday night game.
Right. Because, again, there's that little bit of tie that, unfortunately, teams playing in Cincinnati, right? You know, with Hamlin and Buffalo and that.
Oh, yeah. Again, it's one of those situations where, you know, you don't know what the hell's going to happen with him. Obviously, the Dolphins want to know. We're only going to know what they tell you. First thing is, you know what? His health is the most important thing.
Is there any more news on the Dolphins pursuing another quarterback?
They've talked
I know,
about it.
like, the speculation. Like, you know, you and I might say, like, well, you know, maybe Tannehill would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe Joe Flacco is, you know, and some other people putting it out there. I already saw the memes of Brady with number 12 Dolphins jersey, which is just funny as heck because it just goes to show how good AI is because it really looked authentic.
Brady's in the jersey. I mean, people are like, yeah.
We know that's not happening.
Brady would be the best thing for them, obviously. He'd probably be better than Tua at this point, not playing for a couple of years, and Tannehill. But, I mean, again, it's all speculation. People throw out stuff. I mean, we talk about it all the time, whether it's sports, politics, life, you know, entertainment. People start rumors. There can be no valid to anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Adam said a couple weeks ago with the Raiders, somebody said, oh, you know, I talked to him, and he's not happy, he wants out. Because I never said that. But it's going to get clicks, and people are going to talk about it.
Sure, of course.
I mean, Brady, like I said to you, I don't think Brady's going to happen, but who the hell knows? It's 11:17. 5 minutes from now, you can see you across the crawl. Brady signs 1-year contract with Dolphins. Yeah. Anything's possible. Yeah. We never know. We get little inklings here and there, but we don't really actually know what's going to happen.
There's just so much that would have to happen or not happen for that to be
a possibility.
And that's why I don't even entertain that idea.
No.
But I would with Tannehill. I mean, I think that's a very plausible scenario.
I think Tannehill's great.
But I was more the idea is I was kind of putting it out there. Is there any word? Did McDaniel come out and say that, you know, anything? And I guess they're probably going to keep that all under wraps for now as best as possible.
There's some speculation about Russell Wilson. If Fields stays a starter, he might not want to sit on the bench the whole year because of his age, and he wants to play. And Pittsburgh got him for barely nothing. So who knows?
Well, he is under contract with Pittsburgh, right?
Pretty
so that would mean that they would have to buy it out or something.
He's only got
even though it's not that much, right?
Oh, it's $1 million, I think. He's getting paid, I think, $48 million from Denver.
Yeah.
So it's like not letting that go. But I know he's a competitor and he wants to play, but people were talking about that too. But Tannehill, I think, would be the best fit. That's just my personal opinion.
He pretty much slide right in there, right? You know, and
the offense has changed from when he was there.
It's not anything. I mean, the coaches aren't the same or anything.
No.
I mean,
but to me,
so much different. But
he's
still
better than what we have.
Yeah.
And anything in life you do, you want to make an upgrade. You don't want to go backwards. They should not do what the Jets did last year, that they didn't go after anybody and thought Wilson was going to help them, and they ended up having, you know, not a good year, didn't make the playoffs. The Dolphins have a squad that they think can make it, so why just throw away the whole year after week 2? Yeah. In my opinion, obviously, but we'll see what happens.
I guess really the determining factor is going to be what the doctors say as far as how long he needs to be out, right?
That's right.
I mean, that's it. If it's only a couple of weeks, they'll probably stick with the backup they have. If they think that there should be more longevity to him being out, they'll go after somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, this seems like a no-brainer. Makes sense, right?
One thing good for the Dolphins so far, it's early. They're happy. Cincinnati and the Ravens are both 0-2.
Yeah.
2 teams are going to be fighting for a wild card.
Sure.
So they're going to look at that, too. They're like, well, you know what? We are not going to worry about it yet. 877-927-6969. Things that are going to kill you, but you enjoy doing. I got a text from one of my buddies. He said shopping online. He enjoys doing it, but it's going to kill him because he can't pay his bills.
Well, certainly killing his credit card.
That's what he said. He said, it's killing my credit card. That's for you, Mike. Thank you for the text message. 877-927-6969. You go call us with anything you want, but if the topic we have right now is something that you enjoy doing, but it's killing you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's one that I don't know if I want to read. It says, the text line 47142, something that's killing you slowly, but you still love it. Something I love, but it's killing me. Listening to the Penthouse. LOL. Scotty C.
Thanks, Scotty, baby.
Thank you very much, Scotty. Appreciate that.
Love the love. Thanks a lot. It's killing you how? What is killing you about? You're like, what the hell is going on around here?
Well, here's something that was on that list, which is fast food items, right? So, I mean, obviously, I think we all pretty much know that fast food items, for the most part, are not very good for you. But this is the most unhealthy menu items at America's fast food chains. And there's a new analysis out that the most unhealthy menu item at a whole bunch of various fast food chains was put out there. And I think you're going to be surprised by some of the stuff on this list. Not as much but of what is unhealthy, but the ones that are considered a little bit on the healthier side. They compared 24 different chains looking at calories, sugar, saturated fats, and sodium. I'll run through the list real quick of which ones that they did, and no, White Castle is not on the list.
Oh.
But they checked, there's 24 different ones. In-N-Out, Burger King, McDonald's, Shake Shack, Wendy's, Sonic, Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, Five Guys, Culver's, A&W, Steak and Shake, Fat Burgers, Smash Burgers, Dairy Queen, KFC, Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, Popeyes, Raising Cane's, Arby's, Church's Chicken, and Bojangles. So pretty much all the major ones that we're used to. And all of them is what they went by. Number one, Five Guys had the unhealthiest cheeseburger, followed by Whataburger and Smash Burger. The part that might seem a little bit surprising, of the 16 places with a qualifying cheeseburger, Culver's was the least unhealthy, followed by McDonald's and Burger King, believe it or not. Popeyes was on this list as well as the unhealthiest chicken sandwich, followed by Fatburger and Zaxby's. Again, what might seem a little bit surprising, of the 20 places with a chicken sandwich, the McChicken at McDonald's was the least unhealthy, followed by Dairy Queen and Culver's. Popeyes also had the unhealthiest chicken nuggets, followed by Arby's and Shake Shack. Of the 9 places with nuggets, McDonald's was the one with the least unhealthy, followed by KFC and Wendy's. You're starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
Five Guys had the unhealthiest French fries, followed by Steak and Shake and Bojangles. Of the 23 places with fries, In-N-Out had the least unhealthy ones, followed by McDonald's and Church's Chicken. Again, we're seeing a pattern here at the Golden Arches.
Yes, we are.
Fatburger had the unhealthiest vanilla shake, followed by Sonic and Five Guys. Of the 14 places with a shake, McDonald's had the least unhealthy one, followed by Smash Burgers and Arby's. Overall, the report has McDonald's as the least unhealthy fast food chain, which is surprising, but only as long as you don't overeat. So, the World Economic Forum reports that around half of Americans are trying to eat more healthy, but 46% say food pricing makes this more difficult, something that we hear over and over again. But that also surprises me when I see the prices of fast food chains.
Yeah.
They talk about how it's expensive to eat healthy, yet, and anytime I go to a fast food chain, it's pretty pricey there as well.
Oh, it's not what it once was. I mean, obviously with fast foods, the biggest thing was, hey, it's inexpensive and you can eat.
But it's quick.
Yeah, and quick.
To me.
Yeah, you go in and out, right? You're in and out. But now that's gone because the prices are so expensive and everything. And obviously, you know what? They have to pass it on to the consumer because rates have gone up and minimum wage has gone up. So somebody's got to get it.
I know McDonald's did do a big push there a while back, and I think they were even forced into it a little bit with the French fries, right? Yeah. The oil that they use, and they had to come up with a new formula, and it actually turned out to be pretty good. But I wouldn't have expected them to have the least unhealthy burgers or chicken sandwich or something like that. But how about that? So I guess somebody has to have it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it turns out. I mean, they're going to do a survey. They're going to find out things, and people are going to be like, what the hell's going on? Why is it McDonald's? It doesn't seem like it would be McDonald's. But, I think when they do these surveys, you never know what the hell's really going on with the people who are actually doing them. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Monday, so we got a big prize for you coming 11:45. Little thank you for you guys coming out. A ticket you're going to want because everybody's talking about Creed tickets. That's right. We got Creed tickets for you at 11:45 in the Penthouse on a Monday. Trying to get your week off fast and furious and in a good way. Hope you always listen to Rover every morning. Don't forget, iHeart's big event is in Vegas this weekend. Unbelievable acts and stars in Las Vegas. It is the Greek. It is Jimmy. Franny's out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow. We'll come back in a few minutes with a trifecta. And then after that, at 11:45, your chance to win Creed tickets. If you want to go to Creed, this is your time. 11:45, your chance to enjoy the concert on us. Real Radio giving you guys a chance all the time. Want to put a smile on your face. It's Greek and Jimmy. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
Some things I don't like. I don't think they should be doing blackface. I think it's inappropriate, and that could be missed.
That's a bold stance.
That's right. I'm a brave man today.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
An earlier vehicle fire on the southbound turnpike past Beeline Highway has cleared. Summit Boulevard remains shut down in both directions, Kirk Road to Congress Avenue. Spot something on the roads, call the traffic tip line, pound 250, keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
All right, South Florida, if you're wanting to sell your car, this is easy. Hey, it's Franny. Do you want the most for your used car? Of course you do. Do you want a hassle-free process? Yes. Do you want to work with America's best car buyer? I would say so. That's GimmeTheVin.com. GimmeTheVin.com will beat your written CarMax offer or write you a check for $100. It's that simple. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your used car right now at GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
When a hurricane hits, it's best to be prepared. Since 1996, StormSmart has installed over 100,000 protection and lifestyle products in Florida homes. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Injured on the job? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Glenn Levine, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, it's Greek. Tell you about my new favorite spot, Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats. Pollard is an upscale, sophisticated coffee shop specializing in a wide range of coffee, beverages, and teas. Located in Deerfield Beach, proud sponsor 2024 Greek's Gridiron. Pollard Coffee, the way I start every day. Peace.
When I say Mo Better Garage has the largest selection of garage doors, it doesn't mean a warehouse full of crappy old doors we're trying to unload. We don't just go to the stockroom and grab something off the shelf that sort of fits. You're not buying a polyester suit off the rack over here. If we're going to help you find a gorgeous modern garage door that complements the architecture of your home, I think you deserve better than just a large, medium, or small. At Mo Better Garage, our direct supplier relationships with the best manufacturers means every garage door we install is actually a custom job. Our technicians measure your home precisely to manufacture a door exactly for your space. And we work with you to pick the color, design, and materials to get you the door that's perfect for you. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it nice. Custom nice.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
High five. Up top. Heck yeah.
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 9/22/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and Clear Skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
For more information about contests on this station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
MMJHealth.com. Get approved for your card today. Medical marijuana made easy.
Sarah Spain with iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One. Las Vegas Aces forward Asia Wilson became the first player in WNBA history to hit the 1,000-point mark for a season on Sunday in the Aces' 84-71 win over the Connecticut Sun. She's the runaway favorite for MVP, averaging a league-best 27 points, the highest season scoring average in W history. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
With the Venture X business card from Capital One, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
Wake up with football every morning and listen to my new podcast, NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal. 5 days a week, you get all the latest news, the best analysis delivered by the time you get your coffee. This show hits on every single game, every single week, but I can't do it alone, so I'm bringing in all the big guns from NFL Media. Subscribe today, and you'll immediately be smarter and funnier than your friends. Listen to NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NFL Daily to start listening.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored to you by Pillar Coffee Bar and Ice Treats.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Don't forget Palm Beach Autographs tomorrow night. You're a Dolphin fan. Odell and Tyreek going to be there 6:30 tomorrow night, and our good buddy Steve's going to give us a call. We'll talk to him. The owner, one of the owners of Palm Beach Autographs, him and his brother's been using them for years. Memorabilia, I cannot recommend anybody higher and they are credible, and they've been with us for 20 years. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
Francis is out today, and we're going to get into a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creaky Trifecta.
All right, Georgia won Saturday by the skin of their teeth. They played Kentucky 13-12. Did not cover the point spread. They dropped in the ratings. They are no longer number one. Keep their winning streak alive. I think it's at 41 games. One of the longest winning streaks in college football history. But a tough game for them, playing in Kentucky on Saturday night. And the SEC is tough every week. Alabama blew out. Florida State and Gators, not too good. Not good games for them, obviously. They did not play well. The Canes won big, so they kept rocking and rolling, and they are moving up in the rankings, and also their quarterback looks like a top contender for the Heisman Trophy. So what happens, college football week 3 coming at you. In the NFL yesterday, if you had the underdogs, guess what you're doing today? You're smoking a cigar. And if you didn't, you know what you're doing today? You're parking cars at Caesars. 10 underdogs covered.
What a day.
What a day. I mean, you're licking your wounds. And remember, when you get your ass kicked betting on a Sunday, you'll always wake up Monday. It's just, so don't worry about that.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed. There's no way he's pulling your ticket that night. But yeah, upsets galore.
Get on a plane.
That's it.
It ain't going down.
That's right. Even with a blind pilot, you got a great chance. We got Monday Night Football tonight. And on the Hard Rock app tonight, what are you thinking, Jimmy, about this game? Because you figure the way everything went.
After yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, you got to take Atlanta plus the 5.5.
Might as well, huh?
I mean, you got to. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see what happens tonight as the Falcons take on the Eagles. Monday Night Football. It's in Philly. Those fans are rowdy. Forget about it. Don't forget, they threw snowballs at Santa Claus. So no matter what time of year it is, they hate the opponents. It's the Bird Bowl tonight. Falcons against the Eagles, and Cousins comes back after a very bad showing. Now, he blew out his Achilles too, but Mr. Rogers looks like he had a good day yesterday in a neighborhood, threw an unbelievable touchdown pass to Hall. Right on the dime. I don't know if you got to see it, Jimmy.
I did. It was just unbelievable. Right in stride and everything. Boom.
Perfect. I mean, it just looked like he hasn't missed the game. Still a little weird seeing him in the Jet uniform. But yeah, Rodgers did well.
Even week 1, I mean, he had moments of flash. I don't necessarily think they lost that first game because of him. It was more, and again, I want to give credit where it's due. You pointed out that it was really the defense that kind of let them down in week 1, but certainly not Aaron Rodgers, and he looks like he's getting right back into form.
The marquee game Thursday night, they play the Patriots. That's the home opener for the Jets.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
that's going to be
the world's going to be on the Jets.
You would think, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Even though quietly the Patriots are
1-1.
1-1, yeah, but they played pretty well yesterday. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's a game they cannot lose. No doubt about it. But again, Chiefs played the Bengals. That's a marquee game. That's a game people might see in the AFC Championship. Another close one. Every time they play, it's close. 26-25. Chiefs get a field goal at the end of the game after a pass interference. And the biggest surprise of the day was the Ravens. The Ravens ended up not covering, but losing to the Raiders. Suicide pools, my God, like 60% of people had them. Also for the Miami Dolphins website, Tua says he is not retiring. That's what he says. Now, we're going to see if he's just trying to say that because of the situation with the money. Whether he is or not, he's going to see doctors this week, and we'll see what happens with that whole situation. Dolphins do play Sunday, and they are in Seattle. And that is your Greek Trifecta, always sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar in Deerfield Beach. Peace.
47142 is the text line. We got it wide open. Now, this is the text that we got in. They started it off with Real Radio, as they need to. And all that it says is picking up hookers. Now, I'm going out on a limb here. I think they're talking about something that's slowly killing them, but they really like to do.
I think it's great.
Maybe?
I think it's good.
Going out on a limb.
I think you nailed it.
We got this one in also, and I don't know if this is serious, but you would know this, Greek, or I would imagine. Tua's younger brother also suffered a concussion in a college game the same year Tua suffered his first concussion. He played for some college in North Carolina. I don't know about his brother.
I know his brother was playing last year for Maryland. I don't know this year yet.
Okay, all right.
See what happens.
All right. Well, there you go. There's a couple texts in on the text line 47142. Just start off that text with Real Radio.
It is Greek and Jimmy. Franny's out today. She'll be back tomorrow. But 11:45, you got tickets to Creed. That's right, 11:45, tickets to Creed. That's a great concert. It's sold out, and we're making it happen. Korn Saturday night, Creed coming up. Jimmy, who do we got now?
We got our buddy Riggs checking in with us from Cincinnati. Hey, Riggs, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? Hope you're having a nice Monday here.
Oh, yeah.
Doing great, buddy.
Yesterday was not so good, but today's, we're up and rock and roll.
Hey, you win some and you lose the rest, right? I agree.
You got it.
Pretty much.
I like that. It's a good one. I'm going to make a T-shirt. You
Maybe
win some.
maybe every now and then there's a push, but otherwise, yep.
You win some and you lose the rest. I like that. I might have to go with that, Riggs.
Yeah. Thank you. You know something that I enjoy doing, but it's killing me?
Go ahead. This should be good.
No. This is factual. It's breathing oxygen. Like every time we breathe, we get a little closer to death, don't you think?
This is true.
I never thought about it like that on a Monday, but I guess you're right. I never thought about it. Like every time I'm breathing, I'm getting closer to death, but I guess you're right.
And another thing that was killing the Bengals yesterday was those interference calls. You know, they enjoyed doing them, but they were killing them.
Well,
that last one just.
I mean, it was an interference play. I mean, people don't want to like it, and I know you're a Falcon fan. You say that, but it was an interference play.
Yeah, it was. No, it was. No doubt, it was. He jumped the gun there for sure.
I think the one play that ended up being a penalty against Cincinnati, which really hurt them more than a lot of people might be talking about, is the one with Chase, where he obviously got the unsportsmanlike conduct after complaining about what he thought was a penalty. Which what I couldn't understand is why he thought that was a penalty as far as the drag down. Apparently, that's what he was complaining about, and the tackle was up around his shoulders. I don't know what he was thinking.
He was out of control. Burrow tried. It wasn't the first time, but it was the second time, and he went back, and he was using really bad profanity.
Sure,
and that kicked him right. That stopped that drive.
Yeah,
it really
did. Yeah. I mean, that was a momentum killer for them.
Yep.
Do you think? Greek, do you know who was the guy next to Taylor Swift in the beginning?
No. The gentleman sitting next to her she was going high five?
Yeah, and hugging him and all that. And I'm like, oh, the two of them are getting a little cozy. And then before you knew it, there was some other girl there, you know, like they replaced him. He couldn't be next to Taylor's hug buddy anymore.
Taylor's hug buddy.
You're in a box. I mean, I was in a box at the Dolphin game the other night. And people celebrate. They're happy. I don't think it's anything that they're going to be like, ooh, pull him away. That, somebody said something to her. I can't see it. I don't think like Kelsey was like, get him out of there.
Yeah. I'm speculating. My wife was giving me crap for it too because she's like, no one's thinking like that. I'm like, yeah, but they are though.
You know what, Riggs? I'm not going to bust your chops because I thought the same thing. I was like, look at that. Them two are getting a little cozy there, but I just assumed that they were good friends.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything like that. No, I mean, if it was anything, I don't think she's going to be doing it on nationwide TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, last week they had J-Lo having lunch with Matt Damon, and she was like friendly with him. So, I mean, paparazzi goes for anything.
And then over the weekend, too, J-Lo and Ben were seen holding hands.
Yeah, and kissing.
And kissing, apparently.
Yeah. And there's kissing and there's kissing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're kissing somebody on the cheek, we go to the mattresses a lot of times with the argument about if somebody kisses you on the lips, is that personal or not? Some people say it is. Some people say it isn't. To me, it is. I think it is. If somebody's kissing you on the lips, to me, that means more than a friend. But I don't know, Riggs, what do you think about that?
I think it depends on how the people were raised. I think there are some families where that's okay. Like you kiss them on the lips, and that's just how it is. It doesn't have anything sexual about it.
Right.
And when they grow up, they continue that. Especially, it's just a way to show true affection without having necessarily going into the intimate part of it.
Would you mind that if your wife was kissing somebody on the lips?
I personally find that a little. I would find that a little odd.
Yeah, so do I. On the cheeks, one thing. I mean, kissing somebody on the lips to me is a little personal, but everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know,
I grew up in a society where kissing on the cheeks is common.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate sign of respect in a way. So when you're seeing somebody whom you know and they're close to you, you go in and you kiss them in both cheeks when you greet them, no matter, even if you see them every day. And if you like somebody, if somebody is super close to you, then you kiss them twice. You go 1, 2, 1, 2, just to show that you're really, really glad to see them.
And do you grab their ass at the same time or no?
That might go over the line.
That might be going over the line. Yeah, I think to me, kissing on the lips is a little friendly. To me, if I was dating somebody and she was kissing somebody on the lips, I'd be like, "What's that about?" Yeah, not on the cheek or a hug, but if it's entourage and we're hugging it out, that's different. But kissing on the lips, I think is a little bit personal.
Yeah, I used to serve tables in downtown Stuart, and there was this bartender there, very nice girl, smoking hot, but when she liked you, she'd like to kiss you. When she saw you, she'd like to give you a little peck on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there with a girl I was seeing. I was not working that day, and then she saw me. She was like, "Riggs!" And then she came in. She grabbed me by my face, and then she gave me a little smooch just because she was happy to see me. But there was nothing sexual there. I mean, we had a little bit of a past, but nothing serious. And the girl I was seeing at the time, she was like, "What's that all about?" She asked the same question as you did, Greek.
Sure. Oh, but you did say in the conversation, and Riggs, you're on the witness stand, you said you had a little bit of a past.
After the fact.
Oh, after the fact. So because she was kissing you on the lips, you thought it was something?
She did. Yeah, she didn't know the history or anything, and then she got upset the whole evening. Like we're supposed to have a nice night and everything, and she got that RBF face going, and I'm like, what's happening here? She's like, well, I don't know what it. Like she started asking questions, so I gave her kind of open kimono approach. I gave her full disclosure just because I wanted to regain the trust.
Well, also you said the girl was attractive, so I think that had something to do with it too. Would you think she would have been jealous if it was a guy?
She probably would have wanted to go and say hello to him herself.
I'm on my way now.
Cincinnati or bust, baby.
Here we go.
Yeah, the Cincinnati kid. Every time I see Joe Burrow with his hair dyed, I think of you, Riggs.
I see it's growing out, too. He hasn't not keeping it going. He's got the roots growing out there. I noticed that yesterday. At the game.
First, I think of Riggs and I think of The Outsiders, the movie when, what's the name, Ponyboy dyed his hair blonde.
I'm not loving that. Do you think Burrow is never going to try and do a quarterback sneak after yesterday? You remember?
No. I mean, again, it was jammed up. I think they do what's called by the coaches. I think Burrow's a very good quarterback. I really do. I put him in the top 10, top 7. But I think the thing with him is that he gets injured a lot. I do agree with Jimmy. I wanted to bring up the point earlier. He brought it up. I think the Chase thing was probably the biggest play of the game because it took him out of the thing, the field goal. And the other thing was even on the bench, like he flipped out.
He kept on with it, and I don't know. I don't see what he saw.
What I think he thought was that the guy was trying to injure him. That's what I thought in my mind, somehow on the hit, to hurt him. And I think that's why he got so. Because at first I thought it was a face mask, but it wasn't. But then I picked up what you said. I said, yeah, he was complaining about the new rule.
That was the first thing was the face mask. And I could, I'm trying to look because, the defender's hands were up near his head.
Yeah.
Never touched his face mask, so that was okay. But then all of a sudden it was the hip drag tackle. Yeah. I don't know why he would have thought that.
Burrow tried. I give Burrow credit, but he didn't succeed.
Yeah.
And then the coach tried, and he didn't see. And then Chase threw his helmet really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in negotiations right now with the team, and he's a stud. Probably one of my favorite receivers, but that was not a good move.
Yeah.
That nobody can control him either. That's when you just grab him and say, "Hey, bro, get away."
If I was that guy, I'd have sent him to the locker room.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just no call for that.
Yeah.
And,
You're right.
And I don't even know what he said. I don't know what the words were.
Oh,
that
you
he
mean the
said.
referee or the coach?
No, Chase.
Yeah. No,
You
but
know,
I'm saying who
if-
should have sent them? The referee?
Oh,
or
the coach. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I was the coach, I'd have definitely sent him to the pack. And if not the ref for kicking him out, I don't know. Like, again, I didn't hear what he said. So
They didn't kick. They just gave him a penalty.
Yeah.
They don't kick you out. They usually. If you keep going,
two, right?
Yeah.
You have to have two personal
misconduct.
Right.
But yeah, it was not a good thing. I like Chase. I think he's really cool, good player. He's a stud. But yeah, he was out of control yesterday.
I'm sorry, we took over your phone call, Race, but we got to get going because we got a contest to do.
Go Creed. Talk to you guys. Bye.
All right, Creed.
Thank you very much, Riggs. We appreciate the phone call. That's right. If you want to go see the sold-out Creed show that's coming up with special guest Three Doors Down and Finger 11, give us a call right now, 877-927-6969. That show is Saturday, September 21st. That's this Saturday, isn't it? How about that? It's going to be at I Think Financial Amphitheater. All the details and another chance to win at realradio921.com/contests. But how about winning this pair right now? Give us a call, 877-927-6969. We're going to play a little game called He Said, She Said. And that's where I read you a quote, and all you got to do is tell us. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? And if you guess correctly, we're going to send you to the sold-out Creed show this Saturday at I Think Financial Amphitheater. Look at that. Phone lines are full, so I'm going to get some people lined up, and we'll get going in a minute.
It is the Greek and Jimmy. Give us a call at 877-927-6969. Francis is out. Should be back with us tomorrow. Greek Scritter and I went 4-2. Should have took my own advice on a couple of games. But this weekend, we're back out at the Crazy Horse on Friday. So stop by the Crazy Horse. You'll love the place. Great food, cool vibe when you walk in there, and the home of Greek Gridiron 2024, along with Strike Cigar Lounge. Now, if you beat me, you get a $125 gift card to New York Prime. That's on a weekly. But then you go into the grand prize, and the grand prize is sweet. And that is sponsored by ETA Jets. When you want to fly private, that's my recommendation, ETA Jets. You get 3 nights at the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel. You'll love it. And you'll get a $200 gift card to the Council Oak Restaurant. Great restaurant there. You'll have a great time. A box of Vega Fita cigars. I might take one out of that box. And then also, you get a golf cart. That's right. We're giving you another golf cart. Last year was a big item. People loved it. And in Florida, you know what? You can get away with it down here. You can use it all the time, whether you're on the golf course or maybe in your neighborhood or just banging around in your house. I saw Adams yesterday on a commercial with Taco Bell. He pulled up in a golf cart. The guy said, "You got a golf cart in your house?" He said, "Man, I got a Taco Bell in my house. What are you talking about?" Yeah, so we're making it happen for you guys all the time. 877-927-6969. I think Jimmy's ready.
Yep, we are ready. We're starting today's contest with Rick. He got through first. Hey, Rick, how are you today? Welcome to the Penthouse.
Great, thank you.
Are you a big fan of Creed?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is going to be one heck of a show because it's not only Creed, but it's Three Doors Down. Finger 11 is going to be there as well. That's a star-studded lineup. Let's see if we can get you set up with these tickets, Rick. I'm going to read you a quote. All you got to do is tell us. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? And if you guess correctly, we're going to send you to the show. Okay, buddy?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Here is your quote. I like the meat here. I like the meat here. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'd have to say the Greek.
That's right. That was Greek, and this is what that sounded like.
I like the meat here.
I like
the meat.
He likes the meat. All right. Great job, Rick. If you would hang tight, when we go to break in a couple of minutes, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those tickets. Okay, buddy?
Okay.
All right. It's as simple as that, and that's how you win. By the way, tomorrow's Just the Tip Tuesday. We're also going to be giving away a pair of tickets to the sold-out Creed concert. So you'll go to our Instagram page at Real Radio 921 to enter the contest tomorrow for Tuesday's Just the Tip. So we're going to have more Creed tickets, and that'll be it for this show.
It's awesome. Great job, Jimmy. As always, thank you so much for all your help in doing what you do. Again, Creed tickets tomorrow, but you had them today. We just had a winner. Every day we have a giveaway for you at 11:45. Greek Square was 4-2 with tonight's game, and I think I took the Eagles. I'll double check.
Yes, you have Philly, and our contestant has Atlanta. So it's another one where you do have a difference.
Yeah, I don't know how he did the rest of the games, but we'll see.
What do you want to check? He had Georgia. You both had Georgia.
Okay.
You both had Wisconsin.
We both. I thought I had.
Or is this? Am I on the wrong week?
Yeah, Wisconsin. But
I have the wrong week because this is Miami, Buffalo, and Tennessee.
No, that's the right week.
No, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, according, and then you had Buffalo, he had Miami.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You had the Jets, he had Tennessee.
Okay.
You have the Chiefs, he had Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And, which actually, I guess, what was that, the score?
Cincinnati covered.
Yeah, Cincinnati covered, right? You both had Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you've got Philly, and he had Atlanta.
Yeah, so he can't win. I'm 4-2, and he had, looks like he, because I believe I had Alabama. I don't think I had Wisconsin in that one.
Well, then I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah. But he still had a couple more losses, but we'll double check. Mm-hmm. Greek Twitter on this week is at the Crazy Horse. That'll be a great time on North Lake. We're going back there, so stop in. You have a great lunch with us, enjoy yourself, and a chance to play Greek Squidar.
47142 is the text line. Start off that text with Real Radio. Like this one, it says, I was Taylor's plan B.
Oh, nice.
What am I missing?
Taylor Swift, I guess?
I don't know. 47142. Start off that text with Real Radio. Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email address. That's wide open as well. By the way, another way that you can be in touch with the show is through our talkback feature. And that is if you've got the latest iHeartRadio app on your phone, you should, so you can take us anywhere you go. Hey, let's say you're out of town and I got to get my Greek fix. There you go. You've got the iHeartRadio app on your phone. You can listen to us anytime. And when you do, and you search for Real Radio 921, there's a little microphone in the middle of that screen on the iHeartRadio app. And if you press that, you can leave us a message just like a voicemail. And I'd love to play those on the air, especially when we come back from break.
It is the Greek, and Jimmy Francis is out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow. We got some fun facts and a lot more coming at you on the Penthouse on a Monday. Peace.
We're still your at-work station, even if your work happens to be on the kitchen table. Bed. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
West Palm Beach Summit Boulevard shut down east and west between Kirk Road and Congress. Avoid that area. We still have a heavy police presence. Expect delays. Expressways look good. 95 and the Turnpike, both up to speed. That's traffic. And Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter. You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted. Being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe, Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And Sunday night is Midnight Madness. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. In the biz, 50% off drinks. Step right up, spin a wheel of madness, win amazing prizes. Sunday night at Monroe's. Get you ready for the week. Monroe's at Palm Beach. That's where all the sexy, beautiful ladies are. Peace!
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. That army includes an entire legal team, specialist lawyers, investigators, and a 24/7 client satisfaction staff. Just like if you were going into surgery, you wouldn't trust one person to handle the paperwork, the scheduling, the anesthesia, and the surgery. Have you ever seen a surgeon operating alone and without resources? No way. Why would you trust a small firm with your case? Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's Greek. Tell you about my new favorite spot, Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Streets. Pollard is an upscale, sophisticated coffee shop specializing in a wide range of coffee, beverages, and teas. Located in Deerfield Beach, proud sponsor 2024 Greek's Gridiron. Pollard Coffee, the way I start every day. Peace.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Weather Center. Have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy for the remainder of our Monday. Hot and humid too, with temperatures near 90 degrees. Feeling like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity out there. We're going to see the chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Otherwise, the majority of us will stay partly cloudy for today, and we're back near 90 again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
When the going gets tough, the tough gets StormSmart. Since 1996, StormSmart has simplified the process of protecting your home while increasing its living space and beauty. Because smart is easy. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Francis is out today. She'll be back with us tomorrow. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
We're going to get into a spin of some fun facts.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts. Well, we got some random fun facts for you today. I didn't even see what the holidays were today, but these are always fun. Just out of the ordinary, out of the blue. Fun facts. And here's one I'm going to start off with, and a lot of people are always afraid of this. And I've kind of knew this a little bit because I know a little bit about flying and airplanes and whatnot. But airplane emergency doors are basically impossible to open mid-flight because due to pressure, it would take about 24,000 pounds of force to open the door, assuming that the bolts aren't missing.
That's good to know.
I think that was a little shot at Boeing there at the end. But the point being is they are not easy to open. In Mexico, Germany, Chile, and a few other countries, it's not illegal to break out of prison.
Really?
Germany says it's just human nature to try to escape. That's a great policy to have.
I think if you're in jail, you must think that every day. How can I get out of here?
Marie Curie is the only person who's won the Nobel Prize for 2 different areas of science.
Wow.
Physics and chemistry. These are just some rando fun facts. We call them randos. The guy who invented the upside-down ketchup bottles with the opening at the bottom instead of the top sold his company to Heinz in 1995 for $13 million.
Jesus. Bastard.
There are 7 ski resorts in Africa.
Really?
3 in Morocco, 2 in Algeria, and 1 in South Africa, and 1 in Lesotho. I'm probably saying that wrong. Some random fun facts for you today. I'm sorry. Let me start that over again. In 1759, Arthur Guinness signed a 9,000-year lease with a brewery in Dublin, Ireland, at $75 a month. So Guinness will be in that brewery until the year 10,759 when they can renegotiate.
So they're not going anywhere.
$75 a month. That's not bad.
Yeah.
When Andres Celsius invented his temperature scale in 1742, he had the boiling point of water at 0 degrees and the freezing point at 100. They flipped it after he died. These are just some rando fun facts for you today. Coca-Cola got into the wine business in 1977. Who knew? But they wound up selling everything in 1983 when they discovered soda was much more profitable. How about that, huh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think it'd be the opposite? I would think that wine, alcohol, would be more profitable than...
I think more people
soda.
drink Coke than alcohol, obviously, and there's so many different brands for wine. You know what I mean? So they probably figured, hey, let's stick what we know. This is a money train.
Fair enough. Phil Robertson from Ducks Dynasty, you know him? He was the starting quarterback at Louisiana Tech University in the mid-1960s.
It's crazy to see his picture.
Yeah. His senior year, he quit football to focus on duck hunting, which opened up the spot for the backup quarterback, Terry Bradshaw.
I know that. That's unbelievable.
Phil once told Terry, I'm going for the Ducks. You can go for the Bucks.
Yeah, and he went. It worked out both good for both.
And they actually both ended up being doing quite well. The full version of, and here's one. Did you know this? The full version of the song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, is actually a feminist song about a woman who wants to go on a date to a baseball game and not a movie.
I heard this the other day on Mo and Sally. Yeah, I never knew.
I didn't know that.
And just give me some popcorns and peanut crackers and all this other stuff.
And we're going to finish up with this one for your fun facts for today. It's illegal to own any debris from the Challenger explosion. If you get caught with any of it or any type of an item, you can get up to 10 years in prison for that. And there is some rando fun facts for you for a Monday.
Tonight's game, Monday Night Football, you got the Falcons taking on the Eagles. Right now, the Eagles are -5.5, and we're going with a trend. It was underdog weekend. Should it change tonight? Should the Falcons cover? I'm saying yes. I would take the Falcons. Did we have our good friend Brady Matthews join us?
Yeah, Brady Matthews is on the line. Hey, Brady, what's going on, buddy?
Boys, how are we doing? Happy Monday, everyone.
We're doing good, Brady. What is going on with you and your big, exciting life? What are you thinking about the NFL? Where you been? How's the road? What is going on? Fill us in.
Everything. Tua needs to retire. The Bears' offensive line stinks, and I like the Falcons tonight.
All right, I do like the Falcons. I will be in your neighborhood tonight. I want to let you know that also. I will be in the Fort Lauderdale. I have a meeting around 6 o'clock, and then I will be at that cigar bar. So if you want to stop by and say hi.
Yeah, I might have to. We were there. We were at Empire on Saturday watching the college football games. Colorado State. I lost my shorts on that one. I did not have a good weekend of gambling.
Nobody did.
We did have good. No.
Everybody got their ass kicked in gambling this weekend. Sunday was upset city with all the underdogs covering. I did like Philly going in, but I'm leaning a little bit toward the Falcons with the 5.5. We'll see what happens. And you do think you think Tua should retire, but what do you think he's going to do?
No, I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's going to keep playing football, and they're going to have to. Sadly, I don't want to see him go out in a wheelchair, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, how many concussions can one guy go through? I mean, I don't know. After a while, you have to step in and go, it's time to put the football down and just lean left a little bit, sit on the couch for a little while, think about it. It's not good. It's not good. It was really bad. Although we did make big money on that game, though. We did make big money on that game.
Let me ask you something. You were dating somebody, question of the day, and she kisses men on the lips when she says hi. I'm talking to Brady Matthews, good friend of mine, comedian, artist, by the way. Would that be a red flag or no to you?
100% red flag. Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, you can even tell a girl's mannerisms by how she hugs the guy. That's where you can tell if it's a red flag or not, for sure. Kissing on the lips. Listen, kissing on the lips. I mean, who's the guy? You know what I mean?
A friend.
I mean, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right, that's good. I like that, Jimmy. He's strong.
How about if a guy kisses you on the lips? Is that a no-go?
No, I'll tell you what. If you kiss me on the lips, it's not going to be in this lifetime. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. So just a heads up.
All right.
So Brady, where you been, buddy?
Scratch that off the bucket list.
Yeah, I've been on the road tonight. Tonight I'm going to be at Sad Man in Boca doing comedy with my guy Jimmy Schubert. Shout out to Jimmy Schubert.
Oh man, you're going to be in Boca and I'm going to be south. Oh God, I might have to chance.
I don't know how this works. It's two ships passing in the night, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
So where are you going to be in Boca tonight?
It's called the Sad Man.
The Sandman?
Yep. Sandman Cafe. Yep. It's a great little comedy spot. We go in there. We work out new jokes. About to go back on the road, going to Texas, TK's Comedy Club. Then we're doing, and then I'll be back in Vegas doing stand-up at the LA Comedy Club in December. So we get a busy next couple months for sure.
That is awesome. Maybe I will change my plans tonight. Let me see what I got to do, and maybe I will come and see you because you're going to be in Boca, my hometown, and I don't know. I got to see your act one time and see why these people are paying you when you're out on the road.
I don't know. Hey, listen, they keep paying me. I keep showing up. That's just the way it works.
I've been doing that for years here.
That's all that matters, right? As long as the check's clear.
Hey, Jimmy, he said it, not me.
So let me ask you about J-Lo. What do you think of her and Ben breaking up again? Because she was texting me. I want to know what you think. Is this marriage over or what?
I tell you what, she's old hat, dude. Mark Anthony called. He wants a second run at it, too. I mean, come on, man. J-Lo can't, dude, she can't even sell at arenas, let alone keep Ben Affleck in bed. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she's done. It's over.
Wow.
Also, I'm also
well, he's strong on that.
Hey, I'm out the gate hot today. I'm sick and tired of Taylor Swift stuff.
I was going to ask you. We're going to go to Taylor. We're talking to Brady Matthews, but you jumped in too early. But go ahead.
Yeah.
I know where we're going, but what about Taylor?
Yeah, you like that new hair color?
Jimmy, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. You know what I mean? Can we just go back to football, please? Or find someone else that's a little bit hotter than Taylor Swift? I know I'm going to get crushed in the comments. But I mean, come on, man. I know I'm going to get crushed. It's coming.
So you're not a fan of them showing her all the time?
No. I'm sick and tired of it. Her, Travis Kelce's porn stash. I'm over all of it. No more.
All right.
Give me something else.
Yeah, that haircut does look like he lost a bet.
Yeah.
I admit. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Guys, you do whatever you want, but I don't know where that haircut came from.
All right, let me ask you this. I was watching the game last night. Your team did cover the Bears, but they didn't look good. Williamson, after 2 games, not looking good, but a rookie. So but the line seems to be a problem. But the defense played pretty good last night.
Yeah, the defense is fine. I'm not worried about the defense. I'm never worried about the defense. The defense is always good for the Bears. The problem is the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the offensive line is not good. Ryan Poles comes from the Chiefs. He comes from Pat Mahomes. He knows the pedigree of what it takes to be a good football team. Why can't the Bears ever find a head coach? One, I'm not a fan of Eberflus. He hasn't done anything to show me that he could be a head coach. And 2, I don't like Waldron that the Bears got from the Seahawks. What has he done to show you anything that he's Luke Getsy 2.0? Literally, you're throwing screen pass. Can't go vertical, and Caleb Williams is getting crushed. He can't even throw the ball. He's dancing back there. He's painting his nails, and he's wearing high heels dancing back there.
Yeah, I know that he doesn't have time to throw. There's no doubt about it. Talking to Brady Matthews tonight, he will be in Boca. It's called what? The Sandman or Sand? What is it called?
The Sad Man Cafe.
Sandman, yes.
Okay, what, Jimmy? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right, so he'll be there tonight in Boca, checking it out. I'm going to try to maybe change my plans because I want to. Now, what time are you going to be appearing tonight?
It's around 7:38. So, just around that time, between 7 and 8.
All right.
So.
All right, then maybe we'll bounce around and get a cigar. Talking to Brady Matthews. Brady, who surprised you so far in the NFL after 2 weeks?
Who's surprised? I was surprised that the Vikings beat 49ers, if we're talking teams. team or individually, you know what? I'm not. I mean, does Mahomes just get all the calls because that Cincinnati Kansas City game rubbed me the wrong way?
Oh, he didn't get all the calls. That was a pass interference at the end of the game, bro. It was.
Great. I love you, bud. I love you, but that was not, dude. That was not pass interference.
Okay, go look at the video. Go look at the video. Stevie Wonder could see it. He hit him before the ball got there. It was pass interference. It was a brutal call because it was at the end of the game and let the Chiefs win. But if that happened in the first or second quarter, nobody cares, obviously. But if you look at the replay, he hit him. He did.
Breathed on him the wrong way, so they threw the flag. That's basically what it was. I mean, come on. I don't know. Give me a break. And then they cut to Taylor Swift. I'm like, what is this?
Well, that's the real problem, isn't it? Dude, and Brady, that's where the issue is.
Yes, dude. By the way, I like Joe Burrow. I thought he played a really good game. I thought he had a better second game than his first game. Played. So yeah, Joey B looks good. I don't know. It's still.
Would you dye your hair that color?
I used to. Yeah.
Really?
Snowboarding, and I was about 20 years younger for sure. Why not? Yeah. Why not?
So you think that that's okay with Burrow? Yeah, you don't mind something like that. And how about Chase? Chase lost his cool last night.
Yeah.
And Jimmy said earlier, I agree with that. That changed the game.
If you've got anything to really complain about, it's more of that. In my opinion.
Jamar Chase, looked like he was. Didn't look like he was having a good time. Really. I really thought the Bengals were going to pull it off. I was kind of disappointed. I'm a closet Bengals fan. I really am. I really like Joe Burrow. I think he's got flashes of Joe Montana for some weird reason. I don't know.
No, Burrow is good. I wouldn't put him in Montana's league, but you know what? That's probably
that's a pretty elite league.
Yeah, I think Burrow's very good. He's been to one Super Bowl, but I wouldn't put him in Montana. But that's what's great about sports talk, that you could do. You know, you could always talk about different things. You don't have to agree. We're talking to Brady Matthews. He is going to be in Boca tonight. Performing live. There's a strip club in Vegas that has a mobile Tesla truck, and they go around with the pole inside. Would that be something that you would entertain?
Yeah, I have stock in it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, you have stock in it?
Huh? No kidding.
I knew we got along for a reason.
Listen, comedy's doing fine, but you know what? That career has longevity, if you will. I've never actually heard of that, but I'm definitely going to look it up now. And that's what I love about you, Greek. You always have your finger on the pulse when it comes to cigars and strip clubs. That's why I love you.
And casinos. I try to give it three. I mean, I don't know a lot, but I know about casinos, strip clubs, and cigars. I try to keep it up there. Go ahead.
I got to pick your brain about, can we just jump back real quick?
Go ahead.
To Arch Manning. Can we talk about Arch Manning? Do we like this? I didn't know the Mannings could run.
Well, he can. The two uncles can. No, the kid's a stud. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's got, obviously, he has the history of the family behind him. He's a great player. Expectations were very high for him. He finally got in the other day because the starting quarterback for Texas got hurt with his rib cage. But I think he scored 4 touchdowns and he ran for 1. Now, in perspective, they didn't play a good team either. They were playing a team where they were 45-point favorites, but he still threw 4 touchdowns, I believe, and he ran for 1 like 80 yards. So is he going to play next week? Depends on the injury for, I think it's Ecker. I'm not sure of his name off the top of my head, from Texas. Is it? But yeah, he's Manning's a stud. I'm not surprised, but we'll see him at a different competition and see how he did. But you can't have a better first game when you throw 4 touchdowns and you run for 1 like 65 yards.
Yeah, I mean, what a team to go against, too. I mean, the team, yes, obviously was garbage, but, I mean, I really like the kid. I'm excited to see what he can do when he goes against, a top 5 team. And, by the way, Texas is ranked number 1, according to today, in the AP poll.
I said that earlier this morning. Georgia dropped to 2. Again, Georgia, lucky they didn't get dropped lower because, I mean, they barely beat Kentucky, who is not a great team. And it was 13-12. Right. The SEC is tough, though. I mean, you know that. It's the toughest division in college football, no doubt. And Saturday nights when you're on the road, it's a tough place to play.
Yeah, LSU doesn't excite me at all either. They
no.
Have the Chip Kelly, I don't know. Has he lost his fast pitch? I don't know, man. He's just going bouncing from team to team, and he's not making a huge difference anywhere. Like him and Dabo Swinney, are these guys outdated? or is it just, they lost their fast pitch?
Sweeney's different than Kelly because he will not get involved in a portal. He won't get any kids in. He believes in keeping his kids there for 4 years, where other teams are going crazy and buying guys. Hence, that's why the University of Miami is so good this year. As far as Kelly was good at Notre Dame, not great, but good. And LSU, you know what? I mean, he's so far been just okay. But, I mean, the contract and amount of money that these guys get blows my mind, and a lot of it is all guaranteed in coaching.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Chip Kelly was the best Notre Dame coach they've had in a long time, that's for sure. But I don't know. It's all up for grabs. It's still very early. You know what I mean? But don't sleep on Nebraska. And also, sticking with college football, Raiola is Pat Mahomes 2.0. He does his hair like him. He wears number 15. He prepares like him. Do we like this Greek? Because I don't.
Yeah, I think the kid went a little bit much with Nebraska. They played Colorado a couple weeks ago. He's really tied himself to Mahomes. But, again, what is the goal? If he got an agent and he says, hey, get out there and do some kind of gimmick, people now are looking at him because he looks like Mahomes and throws like him. Before, nobody would even know who the quarterback was in Nebraska outside of Nebraska. So maybe a lot of times in life, the goal is just to be noticed, get clicks, and get some money coming in on all these deals. So then maybe it did work.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is a good athlete. I'll give you that. So at least he's got substance there. But I'm saying it's a little much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Listen.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, he's putting himself out there. When I first saw it, I thought it was Halloween, and he was going crazy for Halloween. But he looks just like him, and the red jersey and the 15 and the hair. So I don't know. It's something that maybe he took over with his agent and said, hey, how are we going to stand out? We'll be like we're Mahomes. Talking to Brady Matthews, our good friend, comedian, who will be entertaining tonight in Boca Raton. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I think Tom Brady is also mentoring him. Or no, that's Shadur Sanders. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shadur Sanders. That's my fault. But what did you think of Tom Brady in the box commenting? He got bashed by Barstool Sports, and I'm like, the guy's only been doing it for 2 weeks. Give him a minute.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody's going to go after Brady because they're jealous, and he's won the Super Bowls, and everybody thought he had the perfect life up to his divorce. I mean, we used to play the song for him. We used to talk about him, Rod Stewart. Some guys have all the luck, but he's out there. I don't think he's going to fulfill his 10 years. I don't. But I think Brady still has the itch to obviously play. But him, doing his commentary, I don't think he did a bad job. I really don't. But I think the expectations are so high.
Well, I was going to say, because you've been a pro at this for a long time, I was curious what your take was on it. Do you think he's too analytical, or is he just not – he just hasn't found his groove yet?
Hasn't found his groove yet. And I think also the amount of money when people hear he's making $35 million a year, the expectations are going to be so high on anybody. If he was making $5 million, I don't think anybody would even think about it. He probably wouldn't have done it either. But when you come in with a $35 million press ticket, people are going to be like, man, what is he doing? Same thing with a ball player. When you hear he's got a big contract. But I think he'll be okay. I mean, even his name out there, it's instant credibility. It's American Express. People want to look at it, listen to it, see what it's about. So he is a celebrity. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the move. The guy has great bone structure. I mean, like you said, he can't do anything wrong. The guy just knows his way around the press box, and he knows his way around the field. I mean, I think he'll figure it out. But,
yeah, he's fine. We don't have to have a fundraiser for him anytime soon.
No,
he's good.
Do you think Penix goes in tonight, or do you think? I don't know. I'm not a big Kirk Cousins guy. I've never been a Kirk Cousins guy. I think Penix, put him in. Let the kid ride.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to put Penix in tonight. No, I don't. No, they'll stay with him. And you got to remember, they paid Cousins over $100 million. I mean, they're not getting rid of him because nobody's then going to want that contract with him coming off of the Achilles. The Falcons are not looking for that. I think that he plays tonight. He didn't play well last week, but I think he's okay tonight. I think they have a good game. I think it's a close game, the Eagles and the Falcons. You're talking to Brady Matthews, my good buddy, who will be entertaining people tonight in Boca Raton, stand-up comedian and an artist. And he does stop in on the show every once in a while and drop some comments down and some knowledge for us. So what is the big surprise that you're thinking about so far this fall? Is there any trips you got planned for this? I know you're going back out to Vegas.
No, we just got Vegas. You know, we keep it simple. We go where we're wanted, if you will. Vegas has always been good to me. You know that.
Yeah.
You know.
It's great.
Going to Vegas. We're working hard on our show called Make Vegas Pay on YouTube.
Okay, so you're doing that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's good because that's those guys got cool logos. I like their hats. I wear their hats all the time. Make Vegas Pay.
Yeah, we're doing it, man. We're doing it, and you know, it's like anything that you start. It's
work in progress.
It's a work in progress, correct? But we love it. We love what we're doing. We set up the whole studio here, and now we're just riding. So we had Mohammed Usman. We had an event on Saturday at Hijinks in Boca.
Okay.
And we had Mohammed Usman come out, and he signed some hats, and then did an interview with him, which was really cool. Watched UFC, which, by the way, did not really move the needle for me, per se, in terms of fights. I thought it was okay.
It was more about the location than I think the fight. The kid with the pink hair loss, right?
Yeah, O'Malley.
Yeah. All right, Brady.
I don't know.
Good talking to you. I appreciate your time. As always, I'll be seeing you soon, and you might see me tonight. Tell everybody again where you're going to be nice and slow tonight.
Okay, yep, we're at the Sad Man in Boca Raton. So if anyone wants to come out and see some jokes, I'll be with my guy Jimmy Schubert. Holler at me, Brady Matthews Comedy on Instagram.
Still painting?
Still, I mean, here and there. You know, if you want a commission piece, I got you. So if anyone wants a commission painting, come to your guy, BradyMatthewsArt.com.
It's a pretty different combination. You're a comedian and an artist. It's pretty different, you know, when you really think about it. You don't think like you'll see that. It's like being a dentist and a shoemaker, but only you can pull it off.
Do you do body painting? I might be interested there.
Depression comes in all forms, baby.
Brady, we love you, baby. Text me later. We'll talk, and maybe I might try to change some plans to see you locally. But you have a great afternoon, and I know you'll be on the air with us sooner than later.
Yep. All right, boys. Have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you soon.
Brady Matthews, thank you so much. Sad Man Comedy Cafe, that's at 209 Southeast 1st Street in Boca Raton. Go grab his set because he's a funny dude. I follow him on Instagram, and I see a lot of his stand-up on there. And he likes to do those roving, remember the Hawk Tuah girl? You know, you go up and do the random, on the street type of interviews. He does that and posts those up on Instagram as well. So very funny dude, and Brady, one of my favorite comedians.
It is the Greek. It is Jimmy. It is the Penthouse on a Monday, getting you out quick and furious. That's right. We gave you Creed tickets at 11:45, and tomorrow Creed tickets too. Sold out concert. Who's putting you in a seat? The Penthouse and Real Radio. We'll be back with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Some things I don't like. I don't think they should be doing blackface. I think that's inappropriate, and that could be missed.
That's a bold stance.
That's right. I'm a brave man today.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
West Palm Beach, Summit Boulevard shut down east and west between Kirk Road and Congress. Avoid that area. We still have a heavy police presence. Expect delays. Expressways look good. 95 in the Turnpike, both up to speed. That's traffic. And Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America NA. Copyright 2024.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe, Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And Sunday night is Midnight Madness. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. In the biz, 50% off drinks. Step right up, spin a wheel of madness, win amazing prizes. Sunday night at Monroe's. Get you ready for the week. Monroe's in Palm Beach. That's where all the sexy, beautiful ladies are. Peace!
When a hurricane hits, it's best to be prepared. That's why for the past 28 years, StormSmart has over 100,000 Florida product installations. Our innovative storm catcher screens and aluminum shutters are designed and manufactured here in Florida. Along with impact windows and doors, StormSmart can protect every opening of your home. At StormSmart, we take pride in living and working in the same communities we serve, because smart is going with a proven and trusted solution. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
When I say Mo Better Garage has the largest selection of garage doors, it doesn't mean a warehouse full of crappy old doors we're trying to unload. We don't just go to the stockroom and grab something off the shelf that sort of fits. You're not buying a polyester suit off the rack over here. If we're going to help you find a gorgeous modern garage door that complements the architecture of your home, I think you deserve better than just a large, medium, or small. At Mo Better Garage, our direct supplier relationships with the best manufacturers means every garage door we install is actually a custom job. Our technicians measure your home precisely to manufacture a door exactly for your space. And we work with you to pick the color, design, and materials to get you the door that's perfect for you. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it nice. Custom nice.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, West Palm Beach.
Racetrack coffee is bean to cup. The fresh ground taste is gonna pick you up. Different choices with lots of flavor.
Yeah, that tracks. Customize your blend, creamers, and toppings to make your coffee a guaranteed hit.
You're making your cup the way you know it should. Racetrack coffee, it's crazy good.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more. My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy for the remainder of our Monday. Hot and humid too, with temperatures near 90 degrees. Feeling like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity out there. We're going to see the chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Otherwise, the majority of us will stay partly cloudy through the day. We're back near 90 again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember.
I smell sex and
And ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial-free. Free never sounded so good.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday. Franny's out today. Should be back with us tomorrow in The Penthouse. Jimmy's in the studio.
Hello and good afternoon.
And time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's trifecta.
All right, there was some college football this weekend. There always is now. It's that time of year. And Georgia, for the first time in a long time, is not number one. They played Kentucky, and it was a squeaker, 13-12. They dropped to number 2. And hook 'em horns, Texas is number 1. All right. He's got to be happy today, as the Horns are number 1. Manning's played, and he had a great game. I believe he passed for 3 touchdowns, or 4, and ran for 1. Hats off to Texas. Ohio State, Alabama had a big game. Canes had a good day. But our state team, the Gators, had a bad game. They're not doing good so far. And Florida State either on the bad side of it, 0-3 for the Seminoles. Hopefully both of these guys can bounce back and get a W soon. On the website of the Dolphins, it's reported as of now that Tua is not retiring. So that's interesting news. And I guess if you're a Dolphin fan, that's good news. He said he is going to meet with doctors and get some other opinions. But as of now, this is what's being reported. Whether or not it's true, we don't know, but this is what's out there. NFL yesterday was upset city, baby. All the dogs were barking. Roof, roof, roof. Yeah, the dogs were barking, and they all surprised a lot of teams. Tampa Bay went in Detroit and won. The biggest surprise of the day was the Raiders beating the Ravens. Saints beat down the Cowboys. Shocker. And even last night, the Bears with no offense ended up covering. Tonight, you got the Eagles and the Falcons. You got to take the 5.5. I like the Eagles early, but you got to take the 5.5. And that year's your Greeks trifecta, sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats. Peace. Jimmy, do we have somebody on hold?
We do. We got a buddy, Steve from Palm Beach Autographs, checking in with us. Hey, Steve, what's going on, buddy? How are you today?
Yeah, what's happening?
Steve, what is up, baby? Getting ready for another big event tomorrow night. I will be in the house. Again, nobody does big events like you guys with these autograph signings, and you really step it up a notch every time you get these big guys in your place.
Yeah, this is going to be a crazy week for us. Tomorrow's a big one. We got 4 of the Miami Dolphins players coming in tomorrow evening at the Wellington Green Mall. It's Odell Beckham, Tyreek Hill, Jonnu Smith, and Devon Achane all coming through.
Wow, that is unbelievable. That's going to be some lineup. What time does it start, by the way, Steve?
So Jonnu and Devon are going to get started at 5:30, and then we've got Tyreek and Odell getting going at 6:30. And we got tickets are available still for all four guys. We haven't sold out yet, but it's getting closer, and it's on our website, palmbeachautographs.com. There's a signings tab where you can pick whichever athlete you want to do, and if you want to get them to sign something, or if you want to take a posed family photo op together, we got you covered either way. And then this Friday is our rescheduled date for Matthew Tkachuk, but that one already sold out.
All right. Going to be exciting. I'm going to be there tomorrow night and checking it out with you guys. There's nobody who does bigger events, like I said, than Palm Beach Autographs. Sponsor again of Greek Scootout in 2024. Tyreek Hill, since his situation, have you seen a spike with people? Like, has that gone up?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime somebody's in the news like that, there's a lot of buzz. I mean, he's one of the big greats in the NFL anyway, so there's just a lot of action on him. And he tweeted us, put out all of our social media postings to all of his millions and millions of followers, so that got a lot of traction as well. We're expecting a real nice crowd tomorrow night, but Wellington Green's great. We've got all the security, we got all the lines set up. This isn't our first rodeo. So
no,
we make sure it's moving smooth, nice and calm and controlled environment, and that's part of what you're paying for is that premium experience.
Yeah, I was there at the first one with Tariq, and I was just there with Tua and Waddle. They were great events. I highly recommend it to everybody. It's a fun time, very well organized, and you're going to be happy when you leave the situation and have an autograph of your favorite Miami Dolphin. Let me ask you about Tua. You met him. I met him a few times. What are your thoughts on Tua? Do you think he's going to retire? No? Should he? What are your thoughts? Talking to Steve from Palm Beach Autographs.
So couldn't be a nicer guy.
Yeah.
He was just wonderful to work with. Really, big fan, big heart, just loves the game. And so I can only speak to my experience and what I, look for in my older age and how I want to be there for my family.
Yeah.
So if it's me, I step away, but I also don't have that competitive nature in me where that's something they've been working for 20 plus years and, really goal oriented. And I know it must be hard for people who are wired that way to kind of give it up. But I mean, if it's me, I walk away, just, to take care of my family and my little man.
All right. Steve, I got a question for you. I got an email. Somebody wanted to ask me. They got an autograph club by DeChambeau, a driver. Ballpark off the top of your head. Do you know what something like that's worth? Again, he met him, and he signed a driver for him, his driver, and he was wondering, he knows you do a lot with us, and he emailed me, he said, Greek, when he comes on again, I said, I'll ask him. I don't know if I can get a price for you off the top of my head, but is that something you think people would want?
Oh, for sure. And a lot of it in game-used equipment, it really depends a lot on which tournament it was used in, how often, if it was something that he took out on the range every once in a while, or if it's the one that he won a major tournament with. That makes some fluctuation in value, but I mean, easily $1,000 and probably, northbound of that.
Yeah, this is this individual, it's his club, not DeChambeau's. He just autographed it for him.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say probably in the $500 to $1,000 range. Just it's a cool item signed by a great golfer. But typically, when it's game equipment or used equipment, then it's the value just exponentially higher.
Well, I'm going to tell him to reach out to you. He said he might stop by tomorrow, Palm Beach Autographs in Wellington, for their big event, Tyreek Hill and Odell. That's going to be a big event. Dolphins in a situation where, you know what, people, the expectations are so high that the Dolphins are going to do good this year. Hopefully we can get over this little hurdle with Tua, and Tua, figures out what they're going to do, and then hopefully we could have a good season, and maybe Miami could have a good season and make some playoff games.
For sure, and you see Devon Achane coming through as a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's showing that he can do it on a big level. We still got him in on a really favorable contract. And, the prices are low on him, but we see his stock rising. Now's the chance to get an autograph of him and get to meet him and before he blows up.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting with the Dolphins. They got a lot of big decisions to make. We're talking to Steve from the Palm Beach Autographs. Again, tomorrow night, big event, Tuesday. I will be in the house. And like he said, 4 big Miami Dolphin players will be there. But Tyreek and Odell definitely heads in. And Odell, he doesn't come out much to do these, correct?
He doesn't. Yeah. Tyreek, we usually can get an event with him around once a year, but Odell hasn't done one in a while. So I know I'm going to have some Giants fans in the building.
Oh, yeah.
Some LSU fans as well, and some Dolphins fans. And just a big name like that, just getting to meet any star and any Super Bowl champion, potentially future Hall of Famer. It's just cool whether you're a Dolphins fan or not.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And again, in a great environment, with the way you guys handle things and the way you guys have an event, which is really cool. And they're right there for you, which is nice. The photos, everything they do, you guys do a great job. There's no doubt about it. Talking to Steve from Palm Beach Autographs. Again, memorabilia at its best. Highly recommended. They've been our partners for over 20 years with Greeks Gridiron. And these events that they put on are awesome. Steve, before we let you go, do you want to give a little bit more heads up of the next couple things you got going on this week?
Yeah, so this week we got the four Dolphins event tomorrow. Matthew Kachuk is sold out already, but that's this Friday evening. But we are doing a standby line, so if you didn't get a chance to purchase tickets, if we have time left over at the end of the event and we're able to accommodate some additional fans, we'll have a standby section. And then coming up next month, we just signed Alexander Barkov and Gustav Forsling. They're going to be coming for a public signing towards the end of October, and all that info is available on our website, palmbeachautographs.com. You can buy tickets, get signatures, pre-order an item if you can't attend the day of the event, and we'll ship it to you.
Wow.
Come get photo ops. It's just a fun, family-friendly event.
Now, let me ask you a quick question before we let you go. How long does an event like this take in planning to do? With schedules and all the stuff behind the scenes, what are we talking, ballpark?
Usually between 5 and 6 weeks. That's what we usually look for in terms of lead time in order to spread the word and prepare everything that we need to. We're also ordering all the raw product for the athletes to sign, because usually these signing events are a combination of both signing for the fans, but then after they're done signing for the fans, then they would go into our warehouse and sign a few hundred items for our stores and for our websites and for our charity fundraising events and all that. So there's just a lot of organization and planning that goes in on it. But like anything, with more reps, you get cleaner, you get smoother.
Yeah.
Our team's all made of rock stars. We just do a great job with it.
Steve, good luck as always. I'll be there tomorrow night. I know you knew that, but I will be in their house tomorrow night to see these guys, and I always appreciate you being involved with Greeks Gridiron. Thank you so much for being part of Real Radio, too. You guys do the best job I know.
We love you guys. Fins up.
All right, fins up. Yeah, let's stay positive about Tua. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. Again, on the table today, something that you love but is killing you. Killing you. Something that you love that is killing you. We had a couple different things that came in, but you guys can text us or you can email us and let us know certain things that you think, you know what, I do it. I know it's bad for me, but I still do it.
Yeah, you were talking earlier too, Greek, and it's something that's brought up, come up on the show quite a bit from time to time. Is the whole, kissing on the lips and whether or not that's a red flag. If you have a partner that does that, or just in general, if somebody does it to you and you're just not used to something like that, when it's usually done in a greeting form, whether or not it means anything more than sometimes is put out there. But it kind of reminded me of this that I saw earlier today. Somebody had posted on BuzzFeed a whole bunch of different glaring relationship red flags. And when I read these, I tell you what, some of them, they just jump out at you like, this isn't even a red flag. This is just, this is a red flag, a yellow flag, and a no-brainer all in the same sense. And some of these are just pretty wild. So people shared glaring relationship red flags. How about this one? His mother told me not to marry him. 3 years later, I finally realized she was right and got divorced. I wish I had believed her then. She knew her son better than me. How about that?
If the other side's telling you, the other side's telling you might want to bail.
Yeah. These are glaring relationship red flags or stories that are similar to that. How about this one? He got arrested on our first date. You think that's a red flag?
Yeah.
I'd love to know what he got arrested for. That'd make it even more fun.
Oh, my God.
Here's another person who wrote in a glaring relationship red flag. He asked me to move in while all his wife's clothes were still in the dresser and closet of the primary bedroom. Bras, underwear, socks, shoes, even her wedding dress.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd say that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's probably a red flag there.
Yeah, that's not great.
These are glaring relationship red flags. Tell us yours. 47142. Start off that text with Real Radio. Another girl called him on our first date. That's a red flag.
You think? I mean, if you don't know the guy's on a date and somebody just calls, it depends what he says. Like if he's talking to her 20 minutes, yeah, that's bad. Hey, I gotta get this. Is it a girl? Is it a word? No, it's a girl I know.
Glaring relationship red flags. How about this one? He still lived with his ex-girlfriend. Come to find out, she technically really wasn't his ex. He was dating both of us at the same time. He gave me this big sob story about how he had nowhere to live. That's a glaring red flag.
That's bad.
You're still living with your ex?
Well, you're lying, first of all. You're living with your ex, and you're dating him at the same time. Now, sometimes you hear this in divorces. We've talked about it where people say, you know what, I got to stay because financial reasons.
Sure.
You know, there's a lease. I'm tied, so I can't leave. That's different. But if you're saying that and you're still sexually involved with the person living with them, that's pretty, it's beyond a red.
Pretty much. Well, that's what they ended up finding out, is they were actually dating at the same time. These are glaring relationship red flags. How about this one? When I first found out I was pregnant, I wanted to draw a chalk outline. He wanted to draw a chalk outline of me and gave me a year to get back to that size.
Oh, God, get out. Jesus. God, chalk out. I thought it was going someplace else.
Nope.
Chalk outline.
No idea. It was just, it was all based on weight. Yep. Glaring relationship red flags. That's a red flag. Holy smokes. How about this one? He used to compliment other women in front of me. Not like you look nice, but damn, you look fine today. Or you have got a great body. Stuff like that, right?
To somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
Glaring red flags that people are sharing that they saw in relationships. I got two more. This person wrote in, after being exclusive for a few months, he casually scrolled Tinder. He was so confused why I would be upset. He said, he said that Tinder was a no-go. He said, I never said Tinder was no. So it's, in other words, it's not like she said to him, well, you can't be on Tinder.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Better than Grindr for her.
And finally, she told me she was very manipulative. Turns out she is. She's very manipulative. Glaring red flags. 47142. Start off that text with Real Radio.
Thank you, Jimmy. Red flags in relationships that you see. Maybe there's something that comes up. You're like, I don't know about this. There was a couple there that were just no-brainers that if you saw that, you'd be like, that's beyond the red flag. The guy living with his old girlfriend, that's not good.
Yep. I come home and he's banging his ex. Is that a red flag?
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
That's no doubt about it. You should realize that. Jay-Z bought into a sports book. He's down at the Oceans Casino in Atlantic City. Over the weekend, they had the grand opening. Jay-Z does have desire to be involved in the casino business. He also has thrown his hat in to the big one they're trying to open up in Midtown Manhattan. But Jay-Z has his own sports book. And, you know, I'm a little surprised with this because of his agency where he represents ball players. So I guess there's no conflicting thing going on there. I thought they might be tough for him to do that. Obviously, he checked it out with all the leagues, and there was no problem. But I thought it could be a conflict when he is an agent with Rock Nation, and he's involved with them for years and signing players. So I guess not. But he has.
That is a good question. You would think that there would be some sort of
scrutiny
conflict of interest there.
I would think.
Maybe it depends on how much controlling power he has in either one of these adventures, or ventures. I mean, does he have any say in Rock Nation as far as who they represent, that type of thing?
I would think so. It's his company.
Same thing with this, I mean, how much controlling factor would he have in the sports book, or is he just an investor?
I don't know. Yesterday, I know the other day there was articles, my friends talked about it. It was all over the place. He was there down in Atlantic City at Ocean. It's a casino. Our good friend Jeff DeForest has lost a lot of money there, so he should be happy about that.
Wow.
Devo.
We should get him on.
We might. We'll get Devo on this week. There's no doubt about it. We will get him on. It is the Greek. It is Jimmy. It is a Monday. Francis is out today. She will be back with us tomorrow.
Slacker.
Slacker. He's so funny. Oh, my God, you killed me. But we had Creed tickets today for you guys, and we have Creed tickets tomorrow.
Yeah. It's just a Tip Tuesday tomorrow. So check out our Instagram at Real Radio 921. Hey, check us out on X at Real Radio 921. Facebook, Real Radio 921. It made it nice and easy for you. You can follow us on all our social medias. But yeah, we'll be putting up that post tomorrow morning, and that'll give you another chance to win a pair of tickets to the sold-out Creed concert, by the way, with Three Doors Down and Finger 11 this Saturday at I Think Financial Amphitheater. Don't forget, you can always go to our contest page at realradio921.com. Let's see, if you go to that, slash contests, it's a great way to find us. And there's all kinds of contests that are up there, and you can win all kinds of different tickets. Apparently, there's Creed tickets up there as well, so you can register to win as well. How about this? Does this sound pretty reasonable to you, Greek? A $13,000 martini?
Out of my league.
Sounds pretty good, huh?
That'll just come from you know where.
Just outside your league. A fancy restaurant in Chicago called Adelina is serving the most expensive martini in America for the very reasonable price of, like I said, $13,000. For that much, you'd almost expect to get diamonds with it. Well, guess what? You do.
Oh, all right, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Can I wear it in a watch?
Not so bad. Yeah. Matter of fact, not only that, it comes with a 14-karat gold tennis bracelet with 150 diamonds in it. Now, the way this works out, believe it or not, it is a little bit of a gimmick. There's a restaurant that it's at, this particular restaurant. Below it is a jewelry store.
Oh, so they tied it.
So they tied it in together, and that's how they do it. But I saw a picture of it. The thing is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But for that much money, you're right, it better be. It's Mezcal Martini, it's called. So unless you enjoy the taste of tequila and campfire, you might want to save your money. But it is a nice looking bracelet, I'll tell you that. But yep, 13,000 buckaroos for a martini. I love the way that they make those articles.
And I imagine if you're sitting there with a girl and she suddenly got a martini, that could be a little expensive.
No.
We don't think we're going to go for that, but thank you anyway.
Not that one.
$13,000 martini, that's brutal. That's like getting a real expensive bottle of wine. You're like, how much is that? Like when you're at a restaurant, fine dining, they order by the numbers. And if you're the guy and you tell the girl you get a bottle, and then you're like, and she's like, number 62. You're like, yeah, get whatever you want. Then she goes to the restroom and you grab the book. Give me that book. Let me see what 62 is. How much is 62? Oh, my God. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. We got a lot coming out. Some new news about Tariq Hill's situation. That's not going away. There's going to be some more development going on with that and where that situation ends up. But when we come back, we will also do some Florida stories and get into the last hour of the Penthouse on a Monday. Football tonight. Don't forget the Falcons and the Eagles. Do you take the dog because they were barking yesterday, or do you step away? Do you step away and stay with the Eagles? We'll talk about all that and so much more in the Penthouse in a few minutes. Peace.
Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Go on, tell it. Show that damn thing who's boss. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
95 under the turnpike, up to speed along the Palm Beaches. Not seeing any major delays on the expressways. Summit Boulevard in West Palm shut down east and west between Kirk Road and Congress Avenue. Expect delays. Use Forest Hill Boulevard instead. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
All right, South Florida, if you're wanting to sell your car, this is easy. Hey, it's Franny. Do you want the most for your used car? Of course you do. Do you want a hassle-free process? Yes. Do you want to work with America's best car buyer? I would say so. That's GimmeTheVin.com. GimmeTheVin.com will beat your written CarMax offer or write you a check for $100. It's that simple. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your used car right now at GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When I say Mo Better Garage has the largest selection of garage doors, it doesn't mean a warehouse full of crappy old doors we're trying to unload. We don't just go to the stockroom and grab something off the shelf that sort of fits. You're not buying a polyester suit off the rack over here. If we're going to help you find a gorgeous modern garage door that complements the architecture of your home, I think you deserve better than just a large, medium, or small. At Mo Better Garage, our direct supplier relationships with the best manufacturers means every garage door we install is actually a custom job. Our technicians measure your home precisely to manufacture a door exactly for your space. And we work with you to pick the color, design, and materials to get you the door that's perfect for you. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it nice. Custom nice.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more. My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. Hot and humid too, with temperatures near 90 degrees. Feeling like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity out there. We're going to see the chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Otherwise, the majority of us will stay partly cloudy through the day, and we're back near 90 again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America N.A. Copyright 2024.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
that least bad for you list that you put out is very interesting. This is just my take, but I think since McDonald's gives you less food, right, they can claim that it's not as bad for you, because all the other places have some big sandwiches, right? If they all have the same ingredients, the same stuff in the buns, they can claim that it's less bad for you if they give you less. It's like saying you could drink the bleach, but if you had the Tide Pod, it would be less bad for you. Later, guys.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Monday. Thank you guys for always tuning in to Real Radio. Upset yesterday, underdogs all. Big game tonight, Falcons and Eagles. If you're watching the game, get over to Strike Cigar Lounge and have yourself a good time. Sit on the patio and enjoy yourself. Franny's out, but Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And I think we're going to go into some Florida stories.
Sure.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, we're going to start in Riverview, which apparently is in Hillsborough County, I should say, where a substitute teacher in Riverview was arrested for taking care of himself while in a classroom in front of students. He was a substitute teacher. This is terrible, to say the least. You're absolutely right, Greek. Harvey Cole is his name, 26 years old. He was a substitute teacher at the Bridge Prep Academy in Riverview. Two students walked in on him while he was allegedly taking care of business in a classroom during lunch break. According to HCSO, the school reported the incident to law enforcement the next day, and Cole was placed on administrative leave. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and he was taken into custody. We can only hope he gets a maximum penalty for that terrible behavior. Right down there in Greek's world, Boca Raton, Florida is the next stop, and that's where apparently they had to evacuate the town center mall after receiving a threatening phone call just after 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. According to police, the caller advised that they were parked in the north side of the parking lot with guns, bombs, and a desire to kill. The city's bomb team was called on scene for the investigation, and the mall was promptly evacuated at around 5 p.m. Police said that the car that was the focus of the investigation had been rented by Cody Conrad, who's a popular Twitch user and goes by the name of Clicks. Conrad was detained inside the mall during the course of the investigation and assisted police by providing them with crucial information. He told them that he believed that the threat may have come from one of his viewers as a hoax, because he was live streaming inside the mall. Those working inside said that they were asked to follow lockdown protocols, as you would imagine. Nothing, everything's standard there. But still in all, a section of the parking lot was taped off while police investigated, and some shoppers were obviously inconvenienced and had to wait several hours to pick up their car. The mall remained closed for the rest of the evening. Investigators determined that the threat was a swatting call and are still searching for the person responsible. The good news is nobody was hurt.
Yep.
The bad news is another dumb thing happened here in the state of Florida. And finally, I mentioned this in the 11 o'clock hour when I first said this story. There's a little bit of thinking that went into this one. Needing a ride to her boyfriend's house, a Florida girl attempted to steal a vehicle, and here's how she did it. Josie Bigelow is her name. She's 14 years old. She placed a phony pizza order to her neighbor's house. This happened over in the Fort Myers. It's like a suburb in the Fort Myers area. As the driver was making the delivery to her neighbor's house, he had obviously left his car open with the keys in it. She dashes over to it, hops in it, takes off. It was a 2006 Ford Taurus.
Gotta go.
Bigelow was subsequently arrested about 6 miles from the heist scene, where investigators said she was trying to ditch the vehicle in the stranger's driveway. Before being collared, though, the girl twice escaped of the pursuing sheriff's deputy, so she was a squirrely little one trying to get away. The teenager was arrested for grand theft auto and booked into local juvenile detention center, which she was released from a couple hours later. Believe it or not, she was already back out on the streets. In an interview with a local TV station, though, her father said, quote, she needs an ass whooping and needs to go to jail. Sounds like she's been a problem for a little while.
It does sound like that.
Yeah. And that is your What the Florida for today, Monday, September 16th.
Good job, Jimmy. TMZ has something tonight dropping in the about Matthew Perry and the connection Hollywood. Seems to be pretty interesting with a lot of these rehab places where they're not on the up and up. So you might want to check that out tonight, or you could look on where they're going to be streaming it next. Aaron Hernandez story is going to be on Hulu tomorrow night. Battling demons on and off the field. That's the story of the tight end who had an unbelievable career and also had a second life, which really nobody ever knew about. Very successful in the pros with the Patriots and also with the University of Florida. That's tomorrow night on Hulu. But tonight at 9 o'clock, and Sharon Osbourne's daughter, she speaks out about it a lot too, where these rehab places in California maybe really are there not to help everybody. And also know certain things and certain people that are going through problems. You know what? They're not really helping them. They're really hurting them, which is really sad. The Matthew Perry story, obviously, in itself is very sad. It's his age that he passed away. But as more and more is coming out, how his assistant and other people were just, knowing he had weaknesses and taking advantage of him, that's a terrible situation. You never want to see that, obviously. But that's tonight, if you guys want to check that out. And like I said, tomorrow night, sports movie, non-sports, Aaron Hernandez story on Hulu. 877-927-6969. Box office again, Beetlejuice was number one. Jimmy, have you seen that yet or no?
No, that one doesn't jump out on my radar. Maybe somewhere down the road, but I got plenty of other movies that I'd probably check out before that one.
Tariq Hill's situation is still out there. They're going to investigate, but something that did come out over the weekend was the officer who had the situation with Tariq has been suspended 6 times. So that adds a little bit of some information to everything. 6 times he was suspended, and he's not an older gentleman, so I'm sure they're going to bring that up.
He's been on the force for quite a while. He's had some disciplinary action against him before.
Yeah.
Like you said, 6 times. No surprise. I think it's fair to say, though, really, when it's all said and done, that we can look at this whole thing in general, and both parties had a little bit to do with this. I know a lot of people want to take one side or the other, but if you really look at it from a neutral standpoint, I mean, Tyreek just completely flipped out in the beginning. He should not have said those things to the officer, and that's not how you de-escalate a situation. And, of course, the officer took it a little bit far, if you ask me. I don't think he needed to take it as far as he did. But, everybody's going to have a different opinion on it, I'm sure.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I do think Tariq's going to walk away with a check. I do see that coming down the road. We'll see what happens.
You know what? The very first press conference that Tyreek gave after that was where he said, and he was being very vague about the incident, what happened, but he was being very well, I hope that we can work with the police. And that's where I hope we get back to. I hope we can get to that point to where Tyreek and law enforcement can come together and go, okay, look, cooler heads need to prevail. Let's come together as a community and help each other out because, both sides need each other. And he'd be a great spokesperson. He being Tyreek would be a good spokesperson in order to help bring the communities together. And I hope that that's where we get. I don't know if we will. A lot of bad blood has been spilled since then. A lot of bad things have been said. So, but hey, we can always hope, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great thing if they could work together. I don't see that happening, especially after his last press conference when he was so adamant about he's gone.
Yeah,
he's
get
gone,
him fired. Get him fired, yeah.
Because when he first said it, the first day too, he said at the stadium, hey, let bygones be bygones. Things happen. I might want to be a cop in the future, all that stuff.
Right, yeah.
And then it changed. And what really happens a lot of times when it changes is people get lawyered up. And then when that happens, you sit with a lawyer because we don't know the laws. I mean, we just don't as regular citizens. Then you sit down with an attorney and you're like, wait a minute. This might work out. So we'll see. But I do agree with you 100% on your train all the way. It could have been handled different by Tyreek, and it should have been handled differently by the officer.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's one of those situations that it just happens. Dana White had a big fight this weekend, Friday. We will talk to Dominic because he was in the house.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how that went. So did you hear any news about it? I mean, there was so much hype. I mean, I couldn't get away from the advertisement for it.
It was unbelievable. I know 2 or 3 people who went, and they just said it was like no other experience they ever had in their life. I think anybody who goes there says the same thing. when they're at the Spirit, like, oh, my God, and the images and all the stuff behind it and how cool it was. But they said it was fantastic. Worked every dime.
Yeah. So what do you know what did anybody tell you they went, like, what did they have up on the screen? Was it just them that was up on the screens as they were fighting?
They had a lot of different, I don't know when they were fighting what they had. I know Dominic put some stuff on Real Radio, some of the images of different things that they had going on that would look to be pretty cool. I checked it out Saturday night. But yeah, it's just supposed to be unbelievable and just, wow, like you never seen this. Dana White is the man behind UFC. And also I've talked about where he likes to play blackjack. Well, he was on a podcast where he had a 3-month run where he took $26 million away from Caesars Casino. $26 million. Now, Dana White's a millionaire 10 times over. That's a lot of money for him. $26 million. Whoever made that decision in the Caesars book probably made a mistake about, I'm going to guess, $22 million too much. After he took you for $6 million, I might have stopped. But he talked about a run that he was on for 3 months where he couldn't lose playing blackjack, and he won $26 million. Dana White. Talk about the rich getting richer. Whew, that is definitely one of those situations. UFC is huge, though. It really is. People love it. They can't get enough of it. Hats off to him for where he started with this whole sport where, you know what, nobody wanted to even go near it. And now look where it's at. And the number one talked about, this thing talked about. Even this weekend, it got some mentions when it was a football weekend. I could see if it was August or July and there was nothing going on but baseball. But there was all college football and there was NFL, and people still talked about it, which is pretty cool. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. What's something you do, but you know it's bad for you and it's killing you softly? We had the obvious ones, but you guys jump into.
You were talking about college football on Saturday. Well, here they finally got a deal there. If you were a DirecTV customer, they finally made a deal with Disney. Did you see that?
Yeah, Saturday morning, I think.
Yeah, apparently Disney and DirecTV have come to a truce. If you didn't know, what was happening is there was a DirecTV dropped Disney, which means ESPN, ABC, FX, channels like that. And, of course, who carries college football was ESPN, and they didn't have any college football the 1 week because they just hadn't been able to come to a deal.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of info on it because I don't have a dollar amount yet.
It wasn't a lot released.
But the company has announced a preliminary agreement on a new deal that will restore ESPN, ABC, FX, Disney Channel, and other Disney networks to the DirecTV lineup after a nearly 2-week blackout. And if that doesn't seem like much, if you're a football fan and you don't have access to football, that seems like a lifetime.
A day was too long. Just like a day in jail is too long. People were flipping out after that one game.
Apparently, they were able to make this deal just in time for Saturday's football game.
Well, of course.
So I guess they were able to restore some of that. Let's see. The new agreement gives DirecTV the rights to offer multiple genre-specific options, and this was what one of the biggest disagreements was between the two, believe it or not. It was more than just the fact of the money aspect of it, but apparently under the new wholesale agreement, and the pay TV provider will sell the Disney streamers to customers on an a la carte basis. And that's what they wanted to do. DirecTV wanted to be able to offer like just ESPN or maybe Hulu with this, or like different packages. There's all kinds of different examples that they gave, and I'm not going to list them out because it would take another 20 minutes. But the idea was just so that they could give you more options so you didn't have to buy this big giant package with everything.
Well, because I think like we've talked about, a lot of people feel like I don't get it. I don't use anything else.
I don't need all of this, right? I just want maybe ESPN for college football, or maybe I just want, another one of those networks for, something else. DirecTV had complained Disney was asking for an exorbitant price increase for its networks, while alleging that Disney was not allowing DirecTV to assemble skinny bundles, is what they call it, on TV channels that would be more price competitive with streaming services. Disney said it had offered DirecTV multiple options for flexible programming packages, including a sports-centric combo with ABC and ESPN networks. And that's what they want to do. So it looks like they were able to come to that agreement. So if you're a DirecTV subscriber, it looks like you're going to have some sports coming back. I don't believe it takes effect until October, though.
Oh, I thought it was on Saturday.
Was it?
I thought it was from what I heard from my friends. But I could be mistaken.
They might have restored some of it.
Okay.
I think part of the other deal though is going to be finalized in October. I don't know if that has anything to do with turning the networks back on though. That I don't know.
When you talk about all those channels, I did read an article a while ago, and they said the average person uses about between 10 and 13 channels, even if they got like 200 that they'll just stick on. You know what I mean? Certain channels. Like I thought to myself, like I'm on ESPN all the time. On
sports. That's it.
I'm on the Red Zone on Sundays if I'm not home. The NFL Network. Maybe, and I have all the movie packages, but I'll say sporadically, maybe a movie on Star or HBO. Not home a lot, but that's it.
Right.
And Diners and Dives, I watch that. But there's not a channel like during the week that I really like click into say, hey, I'm watching this.
Yeah.
So they said between 10 and 13, the average person sticks with. And you might have 300 channels or 200 channels. And I said, wow, for myself, it's probably 6 or 7. You know what I mean? And that's it. So when we're going back to your point of what they were saying, where people want to like, hey, I don't want all this. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really on it.
Sure.
So I think that's what people were realizing, and they were saying, hey, you know what? Take it or leave it.
And that's what DirecTV, Comcast, a lot of those major providers were doing is they had all of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, and they were having more and more where now they're trying to look like maybe they're going down the road where, well, maybe there's a lot more people that are like Greek that just want sports or just want movies or just want reality TV, you know, and something like that to where they can put their plans together. I don't know. I haven't had a major network like provider like that for so long. Mine is YouTube TV, which is essentially the same thing. It's just done through streaming and it's not done through a cable or satellite.
I think it would be cool, like, if you just could go on your TV one day, whatever you wanted, you got. You know what I mean? But you ordered it. You know what I mean? Whatever price it came up to, hey, I want to watch the Dolphins today. Okay, from 1 to 4, that's what you get.
And that could be, you know what, though? I think you'd end up spending more money that way.
You might.
That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, you definitely might. You don't know. But I think you might see you may see things like that down the road.
When it comes to the NFL, that is one thing that I would say, because they've got it where, what is it? Is it the Red Zone? Is that the one where you can get any game you want out of market?
Yeah, well, no, the Red Zone is on the NFL Network, and what they do is...
That's just when, I thought that was separate. What am I thinking of there? I mean, you get all every NFL
You're
game
taking
out
the
there.
NFL package.
The package, right?
Yeah.
So if they ever split that up to where you could just order individual games, I still think that that's a moneymaker for them. I really do.
It may happen, but the Red Zone, which is very popular with a lot of people, even the younger generation, is... They go to the games when the team's in the red zone. So that's it. If the teams don't go in the red zone, you don't see the game. And people just love scoring, especially with gambling.
Sure.
That's what they like.
Yeah. Gamblers love that.
Now, yesterday I was out and about, and a couple of guys had the red zone, which I didn't know you could get on their tablet. I know you can get games and stuff like that, but they had the red zone on their tablet, and they were giving updates
look at it from the standpoint of the tablet as their television.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
I just never saw it. I never heard of it, and I was eavesdropping a little. I was like, "Oh, what was that? What was that?" Because you're getting scores in 2 seconds.
Sure.
But people love it. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to see the action, and they want to see what's going on at the present moment.
Now, that's also one of the great things too. Like if you watch TV at home, you can really mess with people too. All right, so if you got Hard Rock on your phone, right? Because that is instant. I mean, when there's a score in real life, you know it. You've watched how they do live betting and everything.
Yeah.
So the scores are absolutely up to the second on the Hard Rock app, but there might be, a little bit of 10-second delay or whatever on the, whether it's your DirecTV or Comcast or however you're watching it on a quote-unquote television. So you can do the old, I bet you he scores here.
The guy's like, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. I bet you. Oh, yeah, that's always crazy when you're watching a game and somebody's ahead of you on the phone. I do that with my friends, and they'll be like, oh, my God. You're like, oh, my God, what? They're just lining up. They're just coming off the line, and they're ahead of you, defeat. Well, and I had it in my old house where there would be one room that was ahead of the other room.
Yep.
We talked about that.
It may only be for 1 or 2 seconds because it's typically in our house. It's the same. It's always been that way.
It definitely is.
With the streaming. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It seems kind of strange to me. But you know what else seems strange to me, too? The one thing that when we saw all these different changes with the rules this year, we knew that the kickoffs were going to be, obviously very, very, very different now. The thing that I still can't get past is when the place kicker kicks the kickoff and then nobody moves.
Yeah.
I mean, just for some reason, I can't. It seems so awkward to me. It's like, how come nobody's moving? And, of course, I always remind myself, and I know that what the rule is.
You can't move.
Still, it looks so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the new rule, but, I mean, again, they're trying to say safety purposes, it's better. I don't know. We'll see at the end of the year what works out or what's not. Yeah. I thought there would be, it's only 2 weeks, but we'll see at the end of the year how many more, if there are any run backs or stuff like that. They usually seem when they are running out, they usually get at the 30 if it's not run down, and if they do, it's around the 25, 30. We're not seeing like in the first 2 weeks people just, breaking 6-yard runs.
But there's still, these guys are, I've seen a couple where the guys are catching it in the end zone and running it out of the end zone. So they're still getting a 20-yard
jump,
head of steam, and they're going into blockers. So, I mean, again, I don't know what we're solving there from the collision standpoint.
I agree.
But as far as the way it works, I'm not against it.
Well, they might.
I don't really have a take either way.
They might have did it to the NFL because they're having so many lawsuits over the years, and it's maybe something preventive that they said, "Hey, we're even changing the kicking rules."
Yeah,
you don't know because now it's a different time than it was 20 years ago when guys retired and had concussions or couldn't enjoy regular life, and they just went into the sunset. Well, now they lure it up, and so the NFL paid millions and millions of dollars in that, because it's job related, so we'll see. That's one of the things behind the whole Tua situation.
Yeah, well, that's true too, right? If this is number 4, so if he's in his career, wise, plus the hip.
Yeah,
I mean, we forget about that. He busted up his hip there
in college. He did. Yeah, you never know. They may have something down the road in the NFL. Well, it would be mandatory to step away for 6 months or a year if you have a certain amount of concussions. Yeah. You never know. Because they're all, they want to protect the guys and they want to protect themselves.
Sure.
Because it's a different market out there. It is the Penthouse on a Monday. Quick show today, man. It's 1:30 already. We gave away Creed tickets, and we're giving away Creed tomorrow. Don't forget about that. It's on Instagram tomorrow. Before you know it, it'll be Friday, and we'll be back at the Crazy Horse Saloon. That's right. This Friday, Greek Gridiron kicks into week 3, and so far, I'm 2-0 against players. You stop by on Friday, have a great sandwich, enjoy the food, and a great atmosphere at the Crazy Horse Saloon. It is Greek and Jimmy. Franny's out today. It is time for us to do a trifecta, and a couple other things we'll come back with in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
Some things I don't like. I don't think they should be doing blackface. I think that's inappropriate, and that could be missed.
That's a bold stance.
That's right. I'm a brave man today.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
In West Palm Beach, we have emergency vehicles. Right lane blocked, I-95 northbound at Belvedere Road. North Palm, PGA Boulevard shut down for police activity. PGA closed east from Prosperity Farms Road to US 1. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, every day is game day. Get an expert oil change from our team in about 15 minutes. We're quick, but never rushed. Drive into any of our locations today. No appointment needed. Visit VIOC.com for up to $15 off your next oil change.
Hey, it's Greek to tell you about my new favorite spot, Pollard Coffee Bar and Ice Treats. Pollard is an upscale, sophisticated coffee shop specializing in a wide range of coffee, beverages, and teas. Located in Deerfield Beach, proud sponsor 2024 Greek's Gridiron. Pollard Coffee, the way I start every day. Peace.
You know Diamonds Direct for their exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. What about luxury watches? With a handpicked collection by the industry's top timepiece experts, skip the waiting list and get the timepiece you've been eyeing right away. And this month only, enjoy 0% interest for 5 years on all the top brands. Imagine owning a $15,000 luxury watch for just $250 a month. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct, where you can shop direct for diamonds and watches.
Come on out to Earl's Hideaway this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Seattle. Great food and drink specials, including $3 Miller Lite drafts during all live pro televised games all season long. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami game. Kickoff is at 4:05 p.m. Earl's Hideaway, 1405 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
Your air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market. Whether it's prepared foods, meats, seafood, pizza, fruits and vegetables, catering for any occasion, cold cuts or bakery, Joseph is the answer. It's all under that roof, baby. 4 locations: West Palm Beach, Delray, Gardens, and Boca Raton. Joseph's Classic Market, where great meals begin. Joseph's Classic Market is a proud sponsor of Greek's Gridiron 2024. Peace.
Dial up your health like the 90s with $90 marijuana cards during MMJ Health's Meltdown Madness. Like Dad's trusty dial-up, our service is reliable and gets the job done. No buffering, just blazing fast wellness. Visit mmjhealth.com/realradio. Again, that's mmjhealth.com/realradio.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek. Guys, did you wake up today, look in the mirror, or maybe hit the scale and say, you know what? I'm not going to be in the starting lineup, and that's not a good thing. Well, I got something for you because I give you winners all the time. Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Call them today, 561-464-3110. 561-464-3110. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, anything can happen. I have 2 coworkers that are on the program, and I noticed a difference in a few weeks. These guys look great, and they got more pep in their step. So if you want to make a difference and get in the starting lineup, there's only one number you got to remember, and this is a winning program. 561-464-3110. That's 561-464-3110. I give you winners all the time. I'm giving you one now. Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Get back in the starting lineup. Peace.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America NA. Copyright 2024.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Monday. Hot and humid today with temperatures under 90 degrees. Feeling like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity out there. We're going to see the chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Otherwise, the majority of us will stay partly cloudy through the day, and we're back near 90 again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember. I smell sex and candy. And ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial free. Free never sounded so good.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, it is The Penthouse on a Monday. Hope you guys are having a good afternoon and enjoying Real Radio. Thanks for always tuning in. Franny is out. Jimmy is here.
Hello and good afternoon.
Franny should be back with us tomorrow. It is time for your last Greek's Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
We talked about this before, but Nikki Glazer says the Brady Rose changed her life. And she's got doors open for her she never thought she would have. Hats off to her. She is offshore bet for Saturday Night Live to host their 50th season premiere. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, she goes, I knew it was going to be big. I didn't think it was going to be this big. College football this weekend, Georgia. Guess what happened to Georgia? They won 13-12. But for the first time in a long time, they dropped out of number one. Doesn't mean anything. There's so much football left. And I'm sure before it's all done and said, they'll be number one again. Texas is number one with a big win. Manning's nephew came off the bench and had a big game, threw 4 touchdown passes and ran for 1. But again, they weren't playing anybody a cream puff. Alabama had a good win against Wisconsin. Canes, no surprise, beat up Ball State. A couple other games that were out there. Notre Dame destroyed Purdue after getting beat as a 28-point favorite, so they came back fast and furious. Indiana beat UCLA in a big game. But locally, we did not do good. Florida State is 0-3. Nobody saw that coming. Our Gators got beat, so hopefully this Saturday, Jimmy, I think you said they're playing Mississippi State. They could bang it back into this and get a W.
Yep, they got a 12 o'clock kickoff against Mississippi State in Mississippi State from what I saw there, and 9 o'clock pregame here on Real Radio.
Yeah, so hopefully the Gators can bounce back and get a W. And the Canes, they won big over Ball State, but everybody was not surprised with that. So we'll see what happens with the Florida teams. Hopefully they jump back in and can get some W's under their belt. We are the home of the Gator Network. In the NFL, it was upset city. That's right. All the dogs were barking.
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof, baby. 10 of them covered yesterday. So you know what that means. The majority of people love to bet favorites, and the majority of people pick them in survivor pools. So a lot changed in those two areas. There's no doubt about it. Biggest surprise, without a doubt, is the Raiders traveling across the country and not, covering, but beating the Ravens. The Saints beat down to Dallas. That was bad. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in Jerry Jones's office today. Packers beating the Colts with a backup quarterback. Tampa Bay beating Detroit. Arizona crushing the Rams, but there was injuries. And Cincinnati and Kansas City, a very close game. They always play close games, but that was with 2 seconds left. They kicked a field goal and won.
And 49ers losing to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Did you mention that one?
No,
Because that was another one that shocked the heck out of me.
I didn't mention that. I mentioned it in the other hour. Yeah, the 49ers, not only did they not cover, but they did not win. So there's a lot of upsets tonight. You got Atlanta and Philly. So if you're staying on this train, choo-choo, you got to take Atlanta plus the 5.5. I got it in Greek's Gridiron, but, man, I'm thinking maybe Atlanta. We'll see what happens with Cousins as he goes to Philly, a place that is never easy place to play. That is your last Greek's Trifecta, sponsored by Pollard Coffee Bar in Deerfield Beach. Peace.
Well, this is a video that went viral over the weekend, and I tell you what, I saw the video, but I didn't know the story behind it because it was just the video itself. And what it was is there was a guy's a tow truck was picking up a pickup truck, right? And as the driver of the tow truck was doing it, what looked like the owner of the truck came and they got into a scuffle and that type of thing. Well, come to find out, here's the story behind it. If you didn't hear about it, because the video did seem to go viral. And it stems from this guy. He's a 55-year-old dude. Russell Leosa was arrested after he went on a warpath when he saw his pickup truck being hooked up to a tow truck. And again, I couldn't quite figure out whether it was a repo or not, but typically that's what it is, right, in those situations. So he ran up, threatened the driver, and then hopped in and stole the tow truck with his truck loosely attached to the back of it.
Okay.
And that's the part of it. It's like, dude, if you're going to do that, wait till he's got the thing fully hooked up. As he was making his getaway, his truck, which still had an open door, was slamming against multiple cars as he was pulling away.
Oh, my God.
So it damaged like 5 or 6 other vehicles as he's pulling it away. Then he goes and like I said, it was loosely connected. It wasn't like hooked up completely.
Sure.
So as he rounds a curve, the truck fell off the back of the tow truck.
Oh, this is a big shit.
Right in front of other vehicles and everything. Fortunately, I think it was like a city bus that it landed in front of, and it didn't hit anybody there. So there was no injuries or anything, which thank goodness. But still, I mean, that truck is destroyed now. Not to mention, this guy's got the tow truck. He drove another couple of blocks, and then he just abandoned it.
He's going to be doing some time.
There's cameras everywhere, of course, so they know exactly what the guy looks like. He made a wild turn, which caused his truck. He drove a few more blocks, and he abandoned the tow truck. The whole thing was caught on camera, so it didn't take long for the cops to track him down and arrest him. He was hit with multiple charges, including robbery, grand larceny auto, reckless endangerment, leaving the scene of an accident, and 11 counts of property damage. For what it's worth, Russell's father claims Russell, who was so heated because he thought his truck was being stolen, he was defending him.
Oh, okay.
The guy's father was defending him, saying, well, he just thought it was stolen because the tow truck was unmarked, which is not true. I don't care. Even if you think it's being stolen, that's not how you handle a situation like that.
Call the authorities.
Yeah, exactly. Call the authorities. I mean, and to do that, I mean, to put your life in danger, somebody else's life in danger, other drivers' lives in danger, that was just ridiculous, to say the least.
Shakira was at a nightclub in Miami.
Oh, yeah?
And she was at Live, and she was on stage, and she got annoyed with somebody who she felt was taking a picture of her under her skirt.
Oh.
So she took off, and she walked away. She gave the guy a little bit of a, no, you shouldn't be doing that, and she walked off the stage at Live nightclub. So she was there over the weekend and was not happy with a fan. This article is being reported by TMZ, but she walked away and said, that's not, you're not doing that. And she ended up leaving. So that, I'm sure, not a good situation. But when you're out like that and these clubs and obviously video, everybody's got their camera out. And you just hope there's no guys or girls that are a little bit dinking stuff like that. She did, so she ended up walking out.
Yeah, with the way cameras are nowadays, you wonder if that stuff happens a lot more than what we hear about.
Sure. I was going to say, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
Somebody just walking by and they kind of got it down, to their side and not really, you're not really paying attention to it, and all kinds of stuff like that, I would imagine, is out there.
The Manning cast is on this year, came back again, but so far this year, the ratings have not been as good as the last couple
really?
years.
Oh, it's good. I was going to ask about that. Have you seen it? this year?
I saw it the first week for a little while. It's not top of mind to me.
Okay.
Again, they always have big stars, but the first week it wasn't doing good.
Well, there's only been 1 week.
Yeah.
Right. So tonight will be number 2, or do they skip a week?
They skip weeks, but I do believe they're doing tonight. I think they are doing. This is one of the games they're doing tonight.
Okay.
But again, the ratings the first week weren't as good as traditionally was. But again, it's only 1 week. I was a little surprised about that, but we'll see. Maybe there's too much Mannings because they're all over the place. Yeah. I don't know.
Novelty wears off.
You never know.
Maybe.
I mean, who knows? I mean, or there's just too much of them. I mean, every time you turn on, they're on TV, and maybe there is a burnout factor in it. I don't think so, but we'll see how they do. Belichick's going to do some surprise visits. He's going to stop in there. Belichick's all over the place. He's doing ESPN. He's doing podcasts. He's doing an NFL show. So you're going to see enough of Belichick. There's no doubt about it. Brady had week 2 yesterday. I didn't hear as much negativity yesterday as I did the first week. And I think it's just not as, big to people, after he gets in there. Now he's just part of it. After the next couple of weeks, to just keep rock and roll. If you didn't hear earlier, Tua did say he's not retiring, but we don't know what's true with that. That just might be him coming out because of monetary reasons, but we'll see what he does in the situation. His first thing is definitely his health.
Well, here's something that I didn't realize that you could do, and I got a quick little article we can get into this. Did you know that Google Maps and you can zoom in really close on your house and all that, the street view and all that type of thing? Did you know that you can blur out items on there?
No,
I didn't know that either till I was reading this article. People and police in California say homeowners have been blurring the images of their home on Google Maps to discourage burglars from targeting their homes. And yes, you can do that. On your computer, enter your address on Google Maps, navigate to Street View, and click on the 3 dots, and then select Report a Problem. There you can request to blur something out, your home, a person's face, a vehicle, license plates, anything like that. Because, you don't know when that image was taken, right? Maybe you're in the backyard, sunbathing naked. We saw not too long ago, there was that one Google image of a woman that was walking around topless, and they ended up going back after the fact and blurring it out. You can't do that on your mobile phone, though. You have to do it on a computer. Google already blurs some sensitive stuff like people's faces and license plates, but sometimes it's automated, so they might miss something. And it is something that you can request. So if you want to search your home and look for that and see, you may want to look into something like that. But going back to the idea that people are doing it to blur their home, so maybe to hide it from being a burglar target, some people think Google Maps could be a security issue as well. If valuables are shown, or if would-be thieves could scout your place for things like cameras and weak spots where they could gain entry to your home.
No, they get that close. My God.
Yeah, sure. You can see. You can zoom in enough to at least see whether or not there's a camera there in the front, maybe, or in the backyard. Mm-hmm. Some people think Google Maps could be a security issue if valuables. I'm sorry. On one hand, that would allow tech-savvy thieves to case a neighborhood discreetly, right? You can not just check one house, but you can check out a whole bunch of houses. But on the other hand, it's just showing your house just like anyone else could see it, as if they were driving by. So there's that aspect too. All right, well, you're not really saving too much there. The police are saying blurring your home might make you feel more secure, but it could also backfire. Thieves on Google Maps might be intrigued, thinking there are valuables or vulnerabilities being hidden. So if you go in and specifically, it's always that back and forth, right? Should you or should you not? Because by doing it, it might say, oh, hey, here is a target that you want to look at. All this begs the question, are they actually any thieves using Google Maps in the first place? That's pretty unclear. But what we do know is, according to the Department of Justice, home burglaries are exceedingly rare. Fewer than 1% of households experience a burglary, and that the number has been dropping steadily for the past 2 decades, which is good.
Yeah.
But if you still say 1% of households, well, 1% of households is still a lot of households.
Now, when they say blur it out, could you, and I don't know if you noticed, could you blur out, say, if you had a pool? You didn't want to show people you had a pool, because that, to most people, Not all, but to some people it means you must have some cash.
You might, right? So I think the problem with something like that is if you blur it out, you can still kind of tell that it's a pool, right? I mean, I would imagine, like if you have a shot of a backyard looking down, and you had this big blurry area, but you still see the light blue behind it, you could probably tell there's still a pool there. Unless you could blur it to the point where you can't make out anything.
Well,
I'm not sure.
I was thinking that, and maybe your cars.
Well, and that's the thing, right?
Like
that's where they're saying, if there's valuables, like if you got a car, 2 cars parked in the driveway, one's a Maserati, one's a Benz, you know, I mean, it sounds like that might be a target. So I think that's part of what they were talking about, where you might be able to go in and request to have that done as well.
The one thing that we all have to realize this, and we don't enough, let me speak for myself, is that anything that's good on the computers could also be bad to the wrong person. Because when this first came out, it was such a cool thing. You could look up where you live, you looked up at the skate on, you saw it. And then eventually, like everything else, it turns to the negative where thieves are out there exposing it, like most things we talk about. And all of a sudden, they're taking advantage of this or that. Same thing with, you pay your bills online, everything's great, but then somebody can get there. Whatever it may be, the negative side of the criminals are always out there in that element that you got to be careful.
Yeah, every safety you have, every security code you have, there's a hacker out there looking to get into it, and that's just the way it is. And unfortunately, people are evil.
Yeah, not good out there. 877-927-6969. We had a great question today. I liked it. Something that you love doing, even though it's killing you softly. And we had a lot of different things that we came up with. We had, the household ones, which are drugs, drinking, gambling, side pieces, strip clubs, things that you enjoy. But some people brought up food and different things like that. But if you guys have anything, you can text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Well, I saw this the other day, and it makes you wonder who was responsible for some of these things. Now, we've been talking a little bit on and off about autonomous vehicles and, some the ones that obviously drive for themselves. And I've got a couple different stories about that, but one of them in particular leads to a question as to who's responsible. And so this is what happened in this particular case. A Phoenix police officer pulled over a driverless Waymo car for driving on the wrong side of the road, leading the non-existent driver to roll the windows down to speak with the police.
Okay.
Waymo has since released a statement apparently blaming the incident on inconsistent construction signage. The car was blocked from navigating back to the correct lane for about 30 seconds when the officer had pulled it over. In an effort to clear the intersection, the Waymo vehicle proceeded forward a short distance and pulled into the next available parking lot, according to the company. So basically, it was confused. It didn't know what to do because the signage wasn't very clear. While most Waymo cars can be seen throughout the city driving safely and behaving civilly, and everything's just going okay, erratic driving is not completely out of the question for artificial intelligent vehicles. Police say that the site Waymo, police say that they can cite Waymo, but it's not something they need to do often. Officers, though, are trained to deal with robot-operated cars. Basically, in this particular case, the officer went up to it, and when you engage with the vehicle, there's it goes to a call center, and then you speak to a human. Right?
Oh, okay.
And that's how they do it. But let's just say in this particular case, who's responsible for that? Do they write a ticket to Waymo? Do they there's no driver? What if it's like one of those autonomous Waymos where you get a ride, right? Yeah. So you're a passenger in it, you're in the back seat,
but you're not driving.
You're not responsible, are you? I mean, who's responsible for some of these things of the driverless cars? I guess the company. It's the only thing I can think of.
I think you could go both ways. Obviously, I would say the company, but it's hard to give somebody a ticket that's not driving.
What if it's speeding?
Yeah.
What if it breaks the law that way? I mean, who do they issue it to? If you have a moving violation,
stop sign.
That's not, sure, there's a fine involved, but typically there's points involved or something like that because it's breaking the law that way. Who's responsible for that? And it kind of just leads, it's not a question that we're going to have an answer for. I mean, I'm sure there's legal, I don't know if there's laws out there on it or not right now. I don't think it's something that we see too much in Florida, have you? I haven't seen it here.
No, not at all.
I know it's big in California. Waymo is big in California.
Not here.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those situations. I don't think you can give the person sitting in the back seat a ticket.
No, because they didn't do anything.
I'm not
right?
driving.
No.
Like, you're going to give me a ticket for speeding when I'm sitting here?
Yeah.
And maybe it's a malfunction.
Any type of a fine, I understand that can go to the company, but I was kind of curious who you thought that it might go to as far as the moving violation part of it.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to look into because I'm sure it's going to happen more and more going forward with the way technology is and the way everything is coming out.
Yeah, truck drivers. I mean, that was another story that I kind of had to go with it. There's, the driverless tractor trailers are becoming. They're going more and more and more with those too. And just
that is scary.
It makes you wonder who's going to be responsible because accidents are already happening with some of these autonomous vehicles. So
it's crazy.
Who's responsible?
It is the Penthouse on a Monday, so we're done for today. We appreciate you guys listening. Jimmy, where you leaning tonight? The Falcons or the Birds just for blanks and giggles?
Boy, I tell you what, after this week, it's really a hard bet, but you know what? I like to see. I like Atlanta. I think they bounce back after a poor showing last week. I don't think Kirk Cousins is done. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. I would lean at Atlanta.
I like
with the points, though.
Yeah, I took Philly and Greek Squid-Iron, but I'm leaning toward Atlanta. Atlanta better hope their Cousins is back because they paid him $100 million.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
Jimmy, thanks for all your help. Great job as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Greek. Have yourself a great afternoon, and thank you for listening.
Francis is out today. She should be back with us tomorrow in the Penthouse. I am the Greek. Remember one thing: when the dogs are biting, what are you doing? When they're barking, you throw them a bone, baby. Tonight, we bounce back with Atlanta plus the 5.5. It is the Greek and Jimmy. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow on Real Radio. Peace.
This must be why God created